Get your daily dose of inspiration through our music. Follow jescom.ph on Spotify and Jescom Music in YouTube.
Radyo-katipunan. News, insights, inspiration. Radyo-katipunan. Down from the hill and down to the world. Radyo-katipunan. The voice of the Blue Eagle. And
friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ear.
Do you long for a good spiritual read? Or for literature that not only feeds the mind, but nourishes the soul as well? Do you want to be inspired, feel positive and hopeful about life? Then read The Windhover, the official magazine of the Jesuits in the Philippines. Written by Jesuits and their lay partners, The Windhover features real stories about the Jesuits and their various ministries. Be inspired. Be blessed. Subscribe to The Windhover. For inquiries, call the Philippine Jesuit Aid Association at telephone numbers 426-6001, locals 4890 or 4892. Once again, Philippine Jesuit Aid Association, telephone numbers 426-6001, locals 4890 or 4892.
this is your stop for all things pop. Catch our all-around pop culture geek, Chola Sediaren, as he throws in some dose of what's poppin' and what's hot in the pop culture scene here on Popcorn. Munch in with us every Thursdays from 4 to 6, only here on Radyo-Katipunan 87.9 FM. Radyo-Katipunan 87.9 FM. We are now on YouTube. Watch all of our live episodes plus exclusive content in our channel at Radyo-Katipunan FM. Don't forget to click subscribe and hit the bell to get the latest updates. Radyo-Katipunan 87.9 FM.
Life in all caps. Ito po si Lenlen sumusuporta sa ating minamahal na multi-awarded multimedia guru Noel Ferrer sa kanyang pagle-level up. Kaya Ateneo, level up! Level up!
Happy victorious 3rd anniversary Radyo Katipunan, and congratulations to my very good friend Noel Ferrer of Level Up for all awards you have been receiving. It's such a great honor and privilege na mag-guest po sa inyong show last year. It was so much fun doing that interview, considering that I was still grieving the loss of my mom and my beloved sister. It's really nice to talk to my good friend, kapatid na Noel. It's always a pleasure. Please take care of yourself and stay safe and healthy. Sa kahit na ano pong gagawin natin, kailangan po tayong mag-level up. Again, thank you very much. Thank you for your service, and God bless you more and more.
Happy 3rd anniversary sa radyo-katipunan at syempre, congratulations din kay Sir Noel ng Level Up. Thank you for always sharing the message of hope, during these uncertain times. And I pray that you will always be a source of inspiration for your community. Once again, congratulations and happy 3rd anniversary.
Voice of the Blue Eagle, Radyo Katipunan 87.9.
Hello, ako po si Joey De Leon at ako po ay bumabati sa Radyo Katipunan sa kanilang anibersaryo. Kung nabubuhay lang si Bonifacio, tiyak sasabihin niya, "So good, mga kapatid. So good," lalo na ang palatuntunan ni Noel na level up. In English, level up. In Tagalog, kataas-taasang Radyo Katipunan. Congratulations, tandaan nyo, ang Radyo Katipunan, lalo na ang level up ni Noel. So good, mga kapatid.
The Voice of the Blue Eagle, Radyo Katipunan 87.9.
Sa Radyo Katipunan, happy 3rd anniversary po sa inyo. Thank you for connecting us with one another during these difficult times. At pati kay Sir Noel ng Level Up, congratulations din po sa inyo. Thank you for bringing to us stories of inspiration and stories of excellence. Ako po si Vico Soto na nagsasabing basta't sama-sama tayo, patuloy na umaagos ang pag-asa at patuloy tayong mag-level up.
The Voice of the Blue Eagle, Radyo Katipunan 87.9.
Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ear.
Do you long for a good spiritual read? Or for literature that not only feeds the mind, but nourishes the soul as well? Do you want to be inspired, feel positive and hopeful about life? Then read The Windhover, the official magazine of the Jesuits in the Philippines. Written by Jesuits and their lay partners, The Windhover features real stories about the Jesuits and their various ministries. Be inspired. Be blessed. Subscribe to The Windhover. For inquiries, call the Philippine Jesuit Aid Association at telephone numbers 426-6001, locals 4890 or 4892. Once again, Philippine Jesuit Aid Association, telephone numbers 426-6001, locals 4890 or 4892.
Rejoice, refresh, renew, and reflect. Join us for an hour of music that uplifts the soul. Listen to your favorite Jesuit music ministry artists. This is JMM Radio. JMM Radio. Get your day's dose of inspirational music. Tune in to JMM Radio every Wednesday from 1 to 2 p.m. Only here on Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM. We are now on YouTube. Watch all of our live episodes plus exclusive content in our channel at Radyo Katipunan FM. Don't forget to click subscribe and hit the bell to get the latest updates.
Jesuit Music Ministry, music that uplifts the soul. Follow jescom.ph on Spotify and Jescom Music on YouTube. We are also on iTunes and Deezer.
Jescom Music Ministry, your daily dose of inspiration. Follow jescom.ph on Spotify and Jescom Music on YouTube. We are also on iTunes and Deezer. Jescom Music Ministry, music that uplifts the soul. Follow jescom.ph on Spotify and Jescom Music on YouTube. We are also on iTunes and Deezer.
Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM.
Get your daily dose of inspiration through our music. Follow jescom.ph on Spotify and jescom music on YouTube.
Cut! Good take! Want to hear our take on all your favorite filmy things? Tune in to Clapback, the radio show for film critics, production news, pop culture, and social commentary, serving as a place for our voice in our cinematic universe. Hosted by the Loyola Film Circle, Wednesdays at 5 p.m. Only here on Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM. Action! Join Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle as he delivers to us the preachings of the Sunday's Gospel that's awe-inspiring yet easy to understand and appreciate. Let us all listen to the Word of God here on The Word Exposed on Air, only on Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM. Follow at Radyo Katipunan in our social media accounts on Facebook, Instagram, and on Twitter. Tara na't simulan ng inyong umaga sa mga magagandang refleksyon tungkol sa ating buhay at pananampalataya. Kasama sina Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle ng Manila, Father J. Boy Gonzales at Father Nono Alfonso ng Kapisanan ni Jesus, Father Cali Llamado ng Manila Cathedral, at Binibining Risa Singson Kaupeng ng Light of Jesus Community dito sa Kapit Pandasal sa Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM.
To listen to music that uplifts the soul, follow jescom.ph on Spotify and jescom music on YouTube. Our music is also available on iTunes and Deezer.
Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM.
Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan. Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan. Voice of the Eagle, kami di mapipigil sa pagbabalitang tumpak at tama. Buhay Atenista, sa loob sa labas ng eskwela, ating ibibida lahat ng eskwela. Radyo, radyo, Katipunan. Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan. Katipunan. Kawal ni Ignacio, Katipunero sugo, todo sa kayod, tulong at tulong. Lipad na Blue Eagle, galing hiding at tigil, blue and white, one big fight. Radyo, radyo, Katipunan. Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan.
Palalimin ang kamalayan sa mga isyong napapanahon. Makisangkot at makiisa kasama ang simbahang lingkod ng bayan. Ang Socio-Political Apostolate ng Kapisanan ni Jesus. Ito ang Kwentuhang Bayan mula alas 11 ng umaga tuwing Biyernes dito lang sa Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM. Dahil naniniwala kami na posible ang isang mas mabuting lipunan at maaari itong simulan sa isang kwentuhan. All caps, mga Atenista! It's time to level up! Your talk variety program showcasing the best in media and other fields. As we feature the most loved personalities and the best practices of what we truly refer to as Magis. Together with multi-awarded multimedia guru Mr. Noel Ferrer, let's all level up every Fridays from 3 to 6 p.m. here on Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM. Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM. We are now on YouTube. Watch all of our live episodes plus exclusive content in our channel at radyo-katipunan FM. Don't forget to click subscribe and hit the bell to get the latest updates. Radyo Katipunan is now online. See our live feed on facebook.com/Radyo Katipunan. Check out our Instagram and our Twitter at Radyo Katipunan. And subscribe to our YouTube channel at Radyo Katipunan FM for more exclusive content. Let us understand mental health and explore how we can take care of our emotional, psychological, and social well-being. Welcome to your weekly slice of mental health tips and tidbits with Pat and B, here on Mind Ed.
Sa'yo sumisilong kapag ang puso ko'y pagod.
Radyo Katipunan. News, insights, inspiration. Radyo Katipunan. Down from the hill and down to the world. Radyo Katipunan. The voice of the Blue Eagle. Good morning, Ateneo. Start your day right with your morning wake-up call. Good morning, Ateneo. Energize your day with the lively, funny, and lovely tandem of Mir de los Santos and Tats Kidlat. Catch the latest news and stories around the campus. Good morning, Ateneo. Your daily dose of radio chikahan, tawanan, kantahan, and kwentuhan. Every morning from 9 to 10 a.m. Tuesdays to Fridays. Good morning, Ateneo. Your mornings will never be the same again. Radyo Katipunan. News, insights, inspiration. Radyo Katipunan. Down from the hill and down to the world. Radyo Katipunan. The voice of the Blue Eagle.
Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan. Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, 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 Katipunan. The voice of the Blue Eagle, kami di mapipigil sa pagbabalitang tumpak at tama. Buhay Atenista, sa loob sa labas ng eskwela, ating ibibida lahat ng pera. Radyo, radyo, Katipunan. Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan. Kawal ni Ignacio, Katipunero sugo, todo sa kayod, tunong at tulong. Lipad na Blue Eagle, galing giting at tigil, blue and white, one big fight. Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, 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 Katipunan. Radyo, radyo, Katipunan. Radyo, Katipunan. Radyo, radyo, Katipunan.
All caps, mga Atenista, it's time to level up! Your talk variety program showcasing the best in media and other fields. As we feature the most loved personalities and the best practices of what we truly refer to as Magis. Together with multi-awarded multimedia guru Mr. Noel Ferrer, let's all level up every Fridays from 3 to 6 p.m. here on Radyo Katipunan 87.9 FM.
Okay, all good, all ready, all the best. Level up sa ganap, level up sa saya, mas daring, mas edgy, mas insightful. Level up din sa wawa. Gusto namin bago mag-weekend break, meron tayong magandang baon para sa bakasyon. And as always, we shall level up in terms of relevance and goodwill. Lahat ng kulay, lahat ng opinion pwedeng palutangin. This pandemic has revealed that what saved us really and what the lack of in national leadership is somehow compensated by or rescued by the very efficient, systematic, and principled governance by the LGUs. And because of this, Level Up will take a closer look at the best practices of the local government units, and we shall learn from them today. And I'm really excited to have them. First up, while waiting for the other one na medyo malapit din sa Ateneo, yung kinalalagyan natin dito sa Quezon City, I guess, I call her Kuracha, ang babaeng ang mayor walang pahinga. She caught COVID twice. Pero yan, tuloy-tuloy pa rin siya sa pagko-coordinate ng lahat ng nangyayari sa Quezon City. Good friend, Quezon City Mayor Joy Belmonte. Kumusta, Joy?
Hi Noel, at isang magandang hapon po sa ating lahat at nais ko rin pong batiin ng aking pong kaibigan si Mayor Len Oreta ng Malabon.
Magandang hapon. Joy, kumusta yung Quezon City ngayon?
Well, anong aspeto ng Quezon City ang gusto mo?
Response. Sige. We want to learn from what you've been doing and the best practices on ground.
Well, in terms of our COVID situation, well, alam naman natin na yung buong NCR ay naapektuhan sa surge, no? Na alam naman natin na ang pinagmulan niyan ay yung maraming variants na nagsidaluhan dito sa ating bayan. At and Quezon City was one of those that really got affected. In fact, naalarma talaga ako, Noel, araw-araw pag nagtinitingnan ko yung bagong bilang namin, it goes up by 1 percentage point. Ganyan kasama. And you know how bad that is in a city as big as ours. No, but just recently I got a report from yung Okta research, no, at sabi nila sa akin that they are seeing a downward trend, of course not just in Quezon City but throughout the entire NCR, which is good news for me and also for Mayor Len and Mayor Marcy, no, and I was really quite surprised because like yesterday or 2 days ago rather, yung aming positivity rate went up to about, I would say 19%, and then today biglang naging 14.9%.
Very good. Parang small turn is a good news, no?
Yeah. So mataas pa rin. I mean, in absolute numbers, it's 9,704. Madami pa rin yan, syempre. But for me, the fact na bumaba na yung porsyento and yung number of active cases per day has gone down already to 3 digits rather than 4 is already for me a small victory.
Okay. Ang maganda lang tuloy-tuloy yung mga efforts and we'll talk about that later. Next, we have someone from the college also. Very cool mayor, yun yung pagkaka-describe sa kanya. Pero mamaya may nabasa ko dito, napaka-stricto raw niya rin sa city niya. From Malabon, Mayor Lenlen Oreta, kumusta ng Malabon ngayon in terms of their COVID response, Len?
Magandang hapon, Noel. Magandang hapon, Mayor Joy, sa lahat na nakikinig. In terms of, nasabi nga ni Mayor Joy, bumababa yung mga active cases natin sa COVID. In fact, now we're less than 800 plus na lang from 1,000 plus a couple of weeks ago. So hopefully tuloy-tuloy na ito bumababa, but madami pang kailangan gawin, madaming kailangan i-organize, so tuloy-tuloy din yon. So I'm hoping hindi din sasawa yung mga tumutulong. Huwag mo wawala ng pag-asa, but we're all in this together, kaya kailangan nagtutulong-tulong tayo, nagkakaisa.
Yun yata yung maganda nating sabihin. No? Well, we want this whole episode to be in that tone of hope and inspiration to people na since tayo na lang to, di ba? Parang tulong-tulong talaga tayo.
Yes, actually, Noel, nakakatuwa because the government, yung tagline talaga natin, it's kaya natin.
Okay.
Natin with an E. Tapos di ba yung sinasabi ng government, kaya natin ito. Kasi ang tagline ng city, basta sama-sama, lahat kaya natin. Walang imposible.
Correct.
So we always say, basta tayo nagkakaisa, mag-uusap tayo. May solusyon lahat yan.
Totoo
no?
yan.
Mas baka matagal yung solusyon, but dadating din tayo yung solusyon.
Ang maganda doon, parang ang napapanatag naman yung mga tao if they know we have plans, di ba? At communicated well. And I guess yun na nga, yung articulation ng plans na yun, manggagaling talaga sa inyo na. Tutulong kami doon. Now we have our other guest. Nagulat ako kasi may affiliation din sa Ateneo at mamaya pag-usapan din natin nasa parang may master sa teaching sa Ateneo ito. So Marikina Mayor Marcy Teodoro, ito naman hindi lang COVID yung dinaanan, yung bagyo, yung baha na dinaanan niya kakaiba rin. Sir, idol natin to Marikina Mayor Marcy Teodoro, magandang hapon. Kumusta po kayo sa Marikina?
Noel, magandang hapon. Mayor Joy, Mayor Len, magandang hapon at sa lahat na nakikinig, nanonood ngayon. Struggling, yun yung word na masasabi.
That's very honest, sir. And we want to hear that kasi kung pag sinabing struggling, mas gustong tulungan ng mga tao, di ba?
Talagang mahirap yung lagay natin. Hindi lang naman yung kalagayan sa pangkalusugan dahil nga doon sa COVID. Napakahirap maghanap ng ospital ngayon pag ikaw ay nagkasakit, both for COVID and non-COVID. Higit pa ron, dami pa rin nakakaranas ngayon ng gutom at yung nawawala ng trabaho ay tumataas ang bilang. So the challenge really is both on the front of health and economic. Kaya talagang challenging. Kailangan magtulong-tulong talaga the private sector and the public sector. Ayun. Nag-uusap nga kami mga mayor nung isang araw kasama sa MMC. Nakakatuwa naman, tumutulong yung mga private sector para dagdagan yung bed capacity ng mga ospital natin. Lalo na yung mga ospital na meron tayo sa private sector. Pero ang takot ko naman doon, para doon sa mga marginalized o yung mahihirap, Noel. Dahil alam naman natin, ang cost of hospitalization o medical bill pag ikaw napunta sa privado ay pakataas, 200-300% higher. Kaya ako nakikita ko mas higit dapat palakasin yung public healthcare system natin.
That's true. Sir, ganito, umpisahan natin dun sa una. Gustong malaman kasi ng tao at maintindihan yung dynamics ng decision making. Kasi parang kayo yung una, sin pinag-usapan namin to ni na Joy at ni Len, kayo yung unang nakatikim kasi yung testing dapat yung unang-una, di ba, na level ng intervention. Paano ho ba nangyayari yung dynamics ng national government hanggang dun sa local government? Kunyari in terms of testing, sir, kasi kayo yung may lab at nahirapan kayong magtayo ng sarili niyong lab.
Kami, Noel?
Opo, yes, sir.
Hindi ko na alam ang sagot honestly. Pero babalik ako At tingin kasi our environment is very regulated highly regulatory yung perspective ng Department of Health Sabi ko nga nagtatayo kami ng laboratory. There's a public health emergency. And on that condition, may urgency talaga lahat ng ginagawa natin. And I am simply invoking yung general welfare clause ng yung entitlement ng city that we could as local chief executive we could exercise powers that is incidental.
Sir, paano nyo nagawa na parang naikutan nyo yung bureaucracy, yung red tape nun?
In-invoke ko lang yun, yung local autonomy ng city. And talagang gagawin namin yun dahil yun ang kailangan testing that time. Dahil hanggang ngayon, ang strategy naman natin ng laban sa COVID, yung prevent, detect, isolate, treat, and reintegrate, PDITR. So yung contact tracing and testing is under detection Kaya nakikita namin the earliest that you could detect, the earliest possible time that you could also isolate, and that's the way how to contain the spread of the virus. So based on that contingency, then we push on what we think is necessary and imperative. Ganun lang, away lang talaga, pero ganun talaga nakikipag-away ka para naman di naman dahil para sa sarili mo. Nakikipag-away ka dahil yun ang kailangan ng mga tao, ng kababayan mo. Then may ganung element Noel. You should know where you should stand and kung ano yung dapat mong itulak.
And people respect you because your response was proven correct. Di ba? Parang yun yung maganda. Yung parang tinayaan nyo, pero nakita nila yung benefit sa mga tao. Joy, ito yung maganda. You also have, for the testing pa lang the Quezon City Mobile Testing Unit. So, can you tell us about it? Because it's such a good intervention.
Well, here in Quezon City, napakalaki talaga ng Quezon City. It's huge. And we have a lot of depressed communities. Kaya I hate it when people say ang yaman-yaman ng Quezon City. Actually, we aren't. Mahirap kami, I would say. Si Makati mayaman, yeah, pero Taguig mayaman, pero hindi kami mayaman dahil karamihan sa mga mamamayan dito mahihirap talaga sila. You know, and at ang dami namin mga skinita, ang dami namin mga lugar na hindi talaga napupuntahan. At ang hirap din para sa mga taong bayan na pumunta sa isang lugar na inatasan mong testing site, no? Kaya we decided to invest in mobile testing centers, or vehicles, vans, that would go to really the innermost parts of our city and to test our citizens that are most neglected and most vulnerable, no? So that's
testing, no? Yun ang maganda doon.
Yes, PCR testing.
Yes.
So until now, it's still being used by our CESU, and now we have also about 14 community-based testing sites as well na iniikot-ikot namin sa iba-ibang mga barangay para walang mapabayaan, and then we have these 2 mobile testing sites as well. So medyo dumadami na rin naman ang testing.
So meron pang free test for Q citizens with COVID symptoms, di ba? Na free din, na dapat people should appreciate. Pero yun na nga, parang a learning dun sa swabcab na pag-uusapan naman ni Len mamaya, na kailangan merong support dun sa magpapatest, di ka?
Well, sa amin kasi what happens is libre magpa-test. So if you have symptoms or if you had very close contact with a positive person, you can book online. No? So you just book online, and then our CESUs will call you up and ask you some questions, and then we'll see if you're eligible for the free testing. Kasi hindi naman pwede yung magpapatest ka lang dahil gusto mong bumiyahe. Yeah. Diba? Parang iba naman yun dun sa nagpapatest ka dahil pwedeng meron kang sakit. No? Yeah, but once you answer the right questions and we believe you are a candidate for testing, and then you are tested, we take care of you na. We extract you from the community. We bring you to a quarantine facility. We feed you. May internet dyan. We give you all your needs, your medicines, etc. So, inaalagaan ka naman namin.
Ang galing. Len, ikaw naman, what's your experience dun sa testing? The testing pa lang.
Yes, actually we have testing MWF, ang laking tulong through SecVins and Red Cross.
Yes.
So that's the PCR testing, and we've been doing that. So dami natitest, and then also na-mention si VP Lenny came up with this tab swab. Malaking tulong yon. That's antigen testing. Yeah. Antigen, mabilis makuha yung resulta agad-agad. So yung close contacts natitest agad yan. Of course, ang lang with testing, no, hindi naman lahat gusto mag-volunteer magpa-test.
True.
Kasi natatakot ka sa quarantine. So what we did before, no, we started the PCR testing. We were giving grocery packs para magpa-test ka, may grocery ka. Okay, until the end of this year. Kasi ito, mas nahihirapan na kami. We're not a rich city. Okay. May pera, kaso madami sobrang tao.
Yes.
No? So tayo, we're asking, humihingi tayo ng tulong. Like for example, may internet na yung mga quarantine centers natin, but it's provided by Smart. No?
Very good.
Para kahit pa paano magkaroon ng ginhawa sa ating makakaya. So, tulong-tulong nga. It's actually the whole thing when this COVID started, inumpisa natin yung bayanihan spirit na we can't do this alone. We have to help each other. We have to have empathy for each other. But problem lang, Noel, humahaba na to, more than a year. Nagiging yung empathy, nagiging apathy. That's really what we have to push for. Hey, matagal pa to. This will be years, and let's just get over this. Let's just survive this.
Kapit lang, di ba? Parang after kasi ni Mayor Len, I heard that VP Lenny swab cab will go to Marikina, Sir Marcy, no, Mayor Marcy. I think they're going to you with the help of Congresswoman Stella Kimbo also.
Yeah.
Very good. So what will happen there?
Nung mag-usap kami ni Congresswoman Stella, of course, in coordination with VP Lenny, yung swab cab pupunta doon sa aming transport sector or transport group sa mga
targeted talaga yung
may targeted testing, may surveillance testing na gagawin. Sa Marikina naman, ginagawa na namin dati yan may surveillance testing kami sa mga markets, workplace, group na may special group na tinitingnan mga community nagsasample testing. Talagang testing talaga ang sikreto. Ipakita ko lang yung data namin.
Kayo nagsimula, sir, at talagang sinuportahan ka namin dyan. Okay.
Yung data namin ganito. 23% ng aming transmission nanggaling sa workplace.
Yes.
Kadalasan pa, hindi pa in-city. Marami kasi mga taga-Manila nagtatrabaho kung saang lugar eh. Yun. Marami kaming call center, bangko, yung mga ganyan, hospitals, yun yung mga. Tapos naiuwi nila sa bahay yung yung kanilang yung COVID. Naiuwi nila. So 47% transmission sa household level. Pag ginad up mo yung dalawang yon, 23 plus 47%, 70% na yon. So talagang we need to make our workplace safer and COVID-free. Yun ang mahalaga yung surveillance testing na sinasabi para makita natin kung ligtas yung ating workplace. Of course, kailangan natin yung administrative control, yan yung mga minimum public health standard, saka yung engineering control, yung improve mo yung ventilation, unidirectional yung kilos ng mga tao, nireconfigure mo para may social distancing. Ano talaga systemic ang approach Noel. So siguro yon. Ako ang idea ko tungkol dito sa COVID, it's here to stay. So, I was consulting with my doctors kanina, sabi niya, Mayor, ano yan, hindi naman mawawala na yung virus, nariyan na yan part na yan ng environment natin What we need to do is to make it non-pandemic. Non-pandemic. Ibig sabihin, hindi na yung ganitong nagkakahawa-hawa na napakadami. So ano ang solution? Sabi ko gano'n. Vaccination, sabi niya gano'n. Yeah. So we need to vaccinate people so that ma-achieve na yung herd immunity.
We'll get there, sir. We'll get there.
And that is the answer now. The answer now is the real issue is the limited supply of the vaccine.
That's true. That's true.
Democratize the access to vaccine.
I'll ask you later kasi yung mga supply din ng vaccines ng mga local governments medyo nauubos na. No? Pero after testing kasi is tracing.
Yes.
Ngayon, sir, yun yung problema yata. Parang sinasabi nila for an app to work one year ago, no? Parang for an app to work, 60% of everyone should be using it, no? Pero ngayon parang yung Stay Safe app, medyo parang hindi pa rin nakaka-deliver. Paano kaya natin gagawin, sir, yung parang unified tracing or mas systematic na tracing? How do you do that in Marikina, for example?
Baka si Mayor Len ang makasagot. Mas magaling sa akin si Mayor. O kaya si Mayor Joy. Alam mo, namangopya lang ako sa kanilang dalawa pag meron si Pagila nagawa.
Ang ganda, parang yun, parang tinitignan natin yung best practices. Len, paano yun? Parang kung hindi nag-work yung Stay Safe app, paano niya ginagawa yung tracing sa Malabon?
Actually, tayo, malaking pasasalamat natin sa ating B-Hertz kasi they're the ones really tracing. Wala kaming app. Right now, we tried an app, hindi gumagana, so we abandoned it. So it's still mano-mano ngayon. Check. That's why actually we're not doing too well kasi right now ngayon bumaba, but yung dumami nag-surge, ang nakukuha lang talaga immediate family and the neighbors.
That's true.
So kulang kasi you're supposed to trace according to si contact tracing star Mayor Benji Magalong, 37 people sa isang nag-positive. So ganun kadami. So right now, we're just averaging probably baka hanggang 10. Pero
naalagaan nyo yung 10 yon, di ba? Nang maayos.
Hindi, natatest yun, naka-quarantine yun, nagagawa ng paraan. But still, I'm sure madami nakakalusot doon. Because also, mind you, Noel, isang malaking problema when you interview, hindi naman forthcoming lahat
That's
ng
true.
tao Sad to say, iba, they have to work. They can't say, yun ito, nakasama ko si ganyan. Kasi malalagay niya yung kasama niya sa alanganin kung hindi, kung sasabihin, ito nakasama ko, ka-quarantine natin ngayon. Kasi for a time talaga, what we did sa city, lahat ng alam natin positive, wala nang tanong-tanong, kailangan ma-quarantine. Yeah. Yun, madali pa yung quarantine, ha? Yeah. Because now, mahirap na mag-quarantine. So, kung maayos yung bahay nila, may banyo, may sariling kwarto, papayagan na natin mag-home quarantine. No? Because wala ka lang pupuntahan kahit yung mga quarantines puno na. At saka, yun nga, Noel, kasi tayo naman, hindi man tayo equipped. Parang, ang nangyari, all the LGUs parang naging hotel.
Yes.
No? We have to provide food. We have to provide internet. Tapos, kasi talagang nakakabaliw because yung mga quarantine centers, ikaw lang mag-isa doon, para may isang kwarto ka, may aircon ka nga. Kaso wala ka namang kausap. Kailangan, phone mo lang, gadget mo lang. Minsan hindi sapat yun. So, pwede ka mabaliw. No? Nakakabaliw itong COVID. Ako, feeling ko, mababaliw na ako.
Para lang tayo nag-uusap sa cafeteria or sa quadrangle.
Hindi tayo masyadong seryoso.
Oo nga.
Take this, we have, sabi ka ni Mayor Marcy, itong COVID will be here for a long time, so we have to learn how to deal with it.
Yeah,
so we should,
long-term.
We should find a way that we have to go out. I mean, kung matatakot tayo, magkukulong tayo because talagang isolation is the key. That's impossible naman.
That's true.
We have to do our work. So kailangan tayo mas practical. Kasi dami ng regulations, but the bottom line is we have to save lives.
Ramdam na ramdam natin yung pinagdadaanan ni Len. Joy, ikaw, how are you tackling the tracing problem?
Well, ako, I feel lucky lang kasi yung seso ko ay trained in HIV surveillance. No? Kasi we were also number 1 in HIV. Number 1 kami sa maraming bagay and one was HIV. And so we invested a lot in training our people, our seso, in surveillance ng HIV because that was one of my advocacies. Bago dumating yung COVID, I really wanted 0 HIV cases in Quezon City.
And then the nerd Joy that we know from school has asked the help of really ME students to put in a system in tracing people, parang ganon, in tracking down people. How has it worked?
So because of him, because of the training that he had undergone, magaling siya talaga. I mean, I have a very good sesu. And then we developed an app and it's called the QC Pass, but it's powered by SafePass. No, so and yun yung nakakatawa because recently lang sinabihan kami ng national government na kailangan mag-integrate kami ng contact tracing apps nakapagsimula na yung ibang mga cities ng kani-kanilang mga app, no.
Mandaluyong.
Yeah, Mandaluyong, Antipolo, Makati has its own app, etc. So now, when we had our app and then later on they said, no, kailangan pare-pareho, ang hirap naman because you already started. And actually what we did was we have 80,000 establishments. We really mandated all 80,000 establishments. And even the church, bago ka pwede magsimba, kailangan may QC Pass ka as your app. No? So, now what we're trying to do is trying to integrate our app into the existing apps of everybody else just so that we can comply with the national government's directive na kailangan integrated.
Can you act autonomously in trying to trace people? Kasi kung minsan, parang oo nga, yung localized, di ba Baguio was able to do it kasi maayos yung sistema nila dun sa city nila. Pwede nyo bang gawin yon separately from the national government?
Oh yeah, oo naman. Kasi, for example, dito sa Quezon City, sabi nga ni Mayor Benji Magalong sa amin 37:1. I'm such a nerd that I really try to follow everything by the book, by the way, ha. Pagtatawanan nga ako ni Len, alam niya yan. I'm such a nerd. Pero mas matanda ako sa kanya. Inaamin ko na bago mo ako unahan. Pero, we try to follow until, it seemed unrealistic talaga yung 37:1. Kasi when you're doing the job naman and you're trying to keep people separated and distant from each other, there should actually be less contacts. Yun ang take away ko dyan. Dapat less nga dapat nga pamilya mo lang yung kinokontak, hindi 37. Bakit may 37 ka, no? So we started with that, 30, trying to find 37. Hirap na hirap kami to find these 37. And then eventually we decided, let's just try for 15. Okay. And now, like Len, because ang taas ng bilang namin, we do about 10. Per positive patient. And I think that's probably more realistic.
Maayos naman yung 10. Sir Marcy, yan, kayo na po. How do you do it in Marikina?
Hindi ko pwedeng sabihin kung paano nila ginagawa rin. Pero honestly, community engagement. Ang best tracing is when you engage the community. Tinanong mo yung kapitbahay. I agree with Mayor Len kahit anong computer o kahit anong app pang gamitin mo kung walang information na binigay yung kapitbahay. So, we developed this engagement. Natutunan ko to dun sa Quezon City nung una na dapat walang stigma yung yung COVID patient eh. So I think they try to enact some regulation on this matter ano. So ganon, then meron kaming radius na dinidetermine dun sa tirahan. Tapos we do not only tracing but tracking yung behavior ng pinupuntahan, saan siya talaga kumikilos, yung pattern Tapos yung number of yung ratio na 1:37. I think that's the ideal pero
Yung workable po ay?
What, Noel?
Workable po sa inyo ay ilan po, sir?
Hindi ako naniniwala na merong formula na dapat sundin doon eh. Kasi depende yan eh. Dependent or contingent on the number of people na meron siyang interaction eh. Minsan 5 lang eh. Tapos na yung contact tracing eh. So I think it's not fair for us to be to use that metric of 1:37. Baka sa Baguio 1:37 sila. Pero sa amin baka hindi eh. Minsan kami nga, sasabihin ko nga kay Mayor Benji Magano, minsan nga kami 1:50 eh.
Depende.
Pero depende. Minsan naman 1:5, 1:10 kasi na-close mo na yung yung circle niya. Na-close mo na eh. That's what is important eh. But aside from the tracing, what is important is that you should be able to immediately conduct yung testing.
Yes.
Para ma-close mo na agad yung case niya. Alam ba, sa 3 o 4. Kaya sa amin, aside from the number, ang ginagamit din naming metric ay yung period. Dapat within 24 to 48 hours na i-close na namin yung one case of contact.
Yung nakasalumuhan ng mga tao. Tama yan, sir.
So, within that period, dapat importante yun eh. Kasi dadami, assuming meron siyang na-infect, tapos hindi mo agad nakuha. So, makakahawa pa siya. That will perpetuate the cycle. So,
let me ask now, sir, but do you have an app there in Marikina also?
Yeah, meron. Pero we don't put it at the forefront eh. We use it for monitoring, for evaluation, for purposes of the record. Ganon, may app naman kami na ginagamit.
Okay.
Dahil it is still the people that will tell you yung magkakakilala, yung alam niya kung kanino tatawag, sino sasabihan. Naintindihan ko si Mayor Len, sinabi niya, talagang barangay health emergency response team yung
totoo yun. Buti nga ngayon, meron ng informational ads or parang campaign also na pag may COVID ka, ano yung gagawin. Kasi yung tama nga si Mayor Joy, natakot yung una kasi may stigma nga. Pero ngayon, parang may pandemya tayo, ganito. Ito yung mga simptomas. At buti may maayos ng system. So, how if I have, if I've tested positive, ano po, mahalagang malaman ng mga tao ninyo sa Marikina, for example, ano po yung ginagawa nyo kung may nag-positive, ano yung proseso?
Quarantine, isolation.
Baliktad sa inyo, sir, di ba? Yun yung best practice also na gusto naming matutunan, yung reverse quarantining.
Yung reverse. Ginagawa naman ng lahat yun.
Okay.
Ano lang yun eh. Common sense solution lang talaga yun eh. Di naman talaga pang matalino yun eh. Talaga
catch up sa inyo yung
wala nang common sense ngayon.
Wala mo yun.
So yung first isolation, sir, but let us learn from it kasi best practice po yun eh. So ngayon, pamilya yun. Response niyo po yun doon sa ganun, no?
Oo, kasi maraming nahahawa na at the household level. Kasi kapos na, kulang na yung mga quarantine isolation facility. Bago ka pa makapagtayo ng treatment quarantine facility, may accreditation pa ulit ng DOH yan eh. Yung amin yung quarantine facility, ino-operate na namin ng 8 months. Binigyan lang ng DOH accreditation last week lang eh. So, talagang matagal. Pero kailangan mong i-operate na eh. So, bukas na siya. Nung kinapos kami, minsan nasa isang barangay ako, ang problema namin, yung isang pamilya, 8 sila doon, 6 doon sa miyembro ng pamilya, meron ng COVID. May 2 na wala pa. Nung nag-uusap kami ng kagawad ko, saka yung kapitbahay nung may COVID, ang sabi nung kapitbahay sa akin, Mayor, dapat ialis sila dyan para hindi mahawa. And from that statement, naisip nga namin, oo nga, dapat ialis. So we acted on it. Inalis namin. Nung inalis namin, ang una namin problema, saan ka matutulog? Yung question, saan ka matutulog? Saan ka mag-stay? Sabi namin, saan ka titigil? So, wala kaming makitang ibang mapupuntahan. So, meron kaming eskwelahan, ginagamit namin evacuation center. So, we opened the school, yung evacuation center. Siyempre, as evacuation center, may mga provision na doon. May tulugan, mayroong paliguan, may kainan. So, doon namin nilibas. So, sabi nung kagawad ko, baligtad, Mayor, ano? O di, in English ko lang, yung sinabi niyang baligtad, di reverse isolation. So, that's a solution that was born out of experience. It's experiential, and it's not from any textbook, or we did not read any theory on it. So we simply acted on the contingency of the current condition or situation.
Very practical. Joy, ikaw naman, ang galing nung model na yun, no? Joy, ikaw, kunyari, may nag-positive. Can you tell the people of Quezon City what to do?
Well, first and foremost, kung may nag-positive, nakuha nila yung kanilang resulta from a laboratory, then obviously the first thing they have to do is to isolate themselves from the rest of their families, no? And then after they do that, they isolate themselves, they must call the CESU, the City Epidemiology and Surveillance Unit, no? Because the CESU has to go to their home within 24 hours and do contact tracing. So ini-interview siya, alamin yung kanyang whereabouts for the past X number of days, kung sino yung nakasalumuhan niya, mga close contacts, etc. So, kailangan may ganong klaseng mabilis na aksyon ang CESU sa kanila. Then, kailangan ipaalam mo din sa barangay mo. Now, you tell your barangay captain, or because then the kapitan sends the birds to look after your household should you decide that you would like to be home quarantined because your home is suitable for home quarantine. You have your own bedroom and your own bathroom, etc. But that decision is really not just the kapitan's. It's the kapitan together with his health workers and together with the CESU. But at the end of the day, it's the CESU that decides kung ikaw ay dapat i-extract sa community at dalhin sa isang quarantine facility. Now, kami dito sa Quezon City, we really invested in quarantine facilities. So, siguro we have about 3,000 already now. And I'm grateful because our latest is in Ateneo Manila. Oo, at saka yung Kamiya residences ng UP. So swerte kami na yung dormitories ng dalawang universities na ito ay pinahintulutan kaming gamitin as quarantine facilities, no. So once they're extracted, I would advise them to be extracted. Bakit? Kasi at least merong may staff complement ng mga medical health workers na iikot sa kanila at bibisita sa kanila at magmo-monitor sa kanila. Because kahit sabihin mong mild lang ang kaso mo, you can always take a turn for the worse. You could actually develop some serious complications. So actually, having a healthcare worker on standby is, I think, very important. So it's really quite, for me, I would advise you to just go to a quarantine facility. And dati kasi, kaming mga mayor, nung simula, kurtina lang kasi yung quarantine facility namin, di ba? Cubicle, kurtina, may maliit na kama. Pero ngayon, medyo pinapaganda na namin because we would like to make the quarantine facility attractive also, where you can work from quarantine, where you have good Wi-Fi, you have Netflix if you can. There's a nice area where you can socialize with your fellow COVID positive patients, etc. So we're trying our best to make it a community also, and not like yung sinabi nga kanina ni Mayor Len, isa sa mga challenges baka mabaliw yung pasyente, mental health problem naman yun, ibang intervention naman yun. Sana maiwasan din natin yung ganon sa ating mga COVID patients.
When you support that, no, talagang yun yung dapat malaman ng mga tao. How many quarantine sites do you have already, Joy?
So I think we have about 3,000, including yung sa mga barangays, because the barangays also were required by us to set up their own quarantine facilities.
At forward-looking yan, because even when things have normalized, di ba? Sabi nga ni Mayor Marcy, no, kung kasama na yan sa buhay natin, may quarantine sites pa rin talaga na magsustay.
Well, dito sa Quezon City, syempre mababawasan because a lot of our quarantine facilities are schools. No. Syempre dormitories ka sa Ateneo at sa UP, no. So hindi na pwedeng gamitin yan as quarantine facilities. Pero I think it's
Sana bumaba naman na yung mga kaso by then.
correct. Pero I think it's good. It's a good investment to actually put up your one quarantine facility na yan lang talaga ang kanyang function. It's to be a facility, not just for COVID, but for other types of infectious diseases. No? Tingin ko it's worth the investment.
That's true. Len, ikaw naman, pag merong nag-positive sa Malabon, tell us your process.
Well, it's actually the same thing as Mayor Marcy and Mayor Joy.
Reverse ka rin.
No, hindi. You don't do reverse.
Okay.
You more of Mayor Joy. But basically you have to isolate yourself. The same process. Check ng CESU, tapos pupunta sa BHERTS. But more than anything, ang kakaiba, we also, malaking tulong din yung national government because we send some of our COVID positive patients, asymptomatic, to the hotels provided by the national government.
Okay.
So, nakikinabang kami na we send them as much as we can, no? Para outside na sila because kulang din kami ng facilities. We use schools. Right now we have our own facility. We have 2 facilities of the cities and then we're using at least 3 schools.
Okay.
So yun. But of course kasi ang problema with the schools, kulang sa banyo. That's always a problem. Kasi yung mga kasi you put also yung mga naglilinis at risk. You know, they clean the bathroom, but they don't clean as often. I think they just clean it 3 times a day. Kulang yun sa dami ng tao sa banyo, no? Nagagamit sa school, sa school. So, I think yan ang they prefer with
sa inyo. Kunyari, schools and Sogo Hotel. Di ba mga ganun?
We have an 88-bed with the help of DPWH, parang containers. Kanya-kanyang kwarto.
Meron kayo.
So, yun. But ano yun? Parang, yun, nakakabaliw yun. Kasi wala kang nakikita unless they go out. Yeah. And then they socialize when they go out. May oras sila. Because you have to get some sun also, no? So, naka ano yun. But, yun tingin ko nahihirapan yung tao because you feel alone. Even in the hotels naman Kung minsan, kung hindi mo kakilala yung mga kasama mo, hindi mo, kasi I've been talking to them. Minsan, hindi ayos sila kausapin. Wala gusto makipag-usap. So, you really need, kailangan, I think, ako kasi, I guess, if you're like reading and all, you watch Netflix, you have something, you have to read a lot of things.
That's
You
true.
can keep yourself occupied. It's a mental game.
Then, gawin mo ginagawa ni Mayor Benji. 4 o'clock, meron siyang FB Live. Pwede mo usapin sila kasi since meron ka naman dong knack for like talking to your constituents ng maayos, yun na siguro, aliwin mo na sila.
Well, sa panahon ngayon, with FB Live, hindi ko kaya yung madaming requests
Okay.
Hindi ko kakayanin. Because we realigned our budget so many times.
Talaga?
Oo. So parang hindi madali. Because definitely, like I was saying, the main purpose of all these things, we have to survive it, kailangan minimal lang namamatay. So for example, like in our city, para lang sa kalaman ng lahat, we don't have a tertiary hospital.
Oh.
So we only have a primary hospital. So severe cases, kailangan mailipat namin. So right now, with the surge, ang hirap maglipat. It takes a long time or baka hindi na. So we have to come up with solutions na, hey, kailangan hindi maggrabe.
That's
Kasi
a
if not,
question actually. Saan mo dinadala yung mga severe cases?
actually, we have a COVID hospital na ka-assign sa amin is Tala in Caloocan.
Okay.
So usually we get to send there. But of course, napupuno na yon.
Correct.
So yun ang problema namin. So kailangan
long term then. Wala kang planong yung mga modular hospitals, yun ba gano'n?
No, we're looking into that. No, actually now we converted an area, isang office building namin. Parang yun yung parang ICU namin.
That's true.
Just para lang at least sana, they mabigyan sila ng konting tulong for the time being.
Grabe.
That's why it's very important na kailangan this matter is very serious at hindi ka kailangan mahawa.
That's true.
I would just like to point out kasi Noel, for the information for everyone, in Malabon we have 21 barangays. No? And madaming mga barangay, dikit-dikit yung bahay as in talagang tabi. Walang boundary na. As in yung dingding, yun na yun, dikit na yun, no? And I noticed in one of our barangays na napakasipag na kapitan, he's like a broken record. he goes around, no? He goes around telling everyone and reminding everyone, face mask, face shield, physical distancing, makulit siya talaga, no? Since this thing started. So, ang bababa ng cases niya, and I was expecting, I can't have an outbreak there kasi karamihan, hindi naman it's an informal community.
Yeah.
So walang ano yun. Pag may nahawa isa, baka lahat sila nahawa na.
Correct. Pero sumusunod sila, di ba?
Sumusunod. Actually, we're lucky kasi konti yung cases noon. Unfortunately lang now, dito, dahil kasi ngayon mas malakas na yung variants, yung kapitan na yun, natamaan ng COVID.
Wow.
At saka matinding COVID. So, but he'll survive it. But man, he was calling me, I was talking to him almost, every day. Talking to him, sabi, naku, Mayor, grabe. I spent the whole night sa banyo kasi iba yung LBM niya. No?
Yeah,
Parang, like, grabe. Then, naku, Mayor, mamamatay na ako. Ganito. So, papalakasin ko pa yung loob niya. Hey, di ka, kaya mo yan, pare. Laban tayo. But of course, naku, hirap nito because definitely, ang laking bagay siya sa community.
That's true. Pero yun, ang magandang point mo doon, pag sinasabihan yung mga tao, sumusunod naman, Len.
Hindi ko mabait yung tao pag sinasabihan. Kailangan lang, sometimes, they just need an explanation.
That's true.
So, sometimes they might want an explanation from me directly. So ganon. But nakakausap yung mga tao because they're, everyone naman is concerned about their own safety.
That's true.
So, kailangan lang kasi minsan hindi lang nababasa because hindi naman lahat tayo pantay-pantay. Ako mahilig ako magbasa nung ginagawa here and there. So you can pick up things and maybe apply it.
Yes. Let's learn from Mayor Marcy naman, treatment na now. Kasi tama si Mayor Len na sila merong contingency na dadalhin sa tala pag yun hindi na kaya ng ospital. Sir, Mayor Marcy, ngayon, di ba, medyo overwhelmed talaga yung mga ospital. Saan naman po pumupunta yung mga severe cases ng Marikina?
Doon sa One Hospital Command, nakakatulong naman yun talaga.
Okay.
So, we send them, it's a network of hospitals, but as much as possible, what we're trying here in Marikina is to strengthen yung network ng mga private hospitals, pati yung mga clinic stand-alone institutions. Ang problema, hindi lang naman yung COVID kung saan mo dadalhin. Ang problema, yung non-COVID Kaya nga, we try to decongest our big hospitals. Tulad halimbawa, if you need medical consultation, doon ka na lang doon sa small hospitals or mga clinics. O kaya, papadialysis ka, doon ka na lang doon sa dialysis center. Not to go to a big hospital for diagnostic purposes. Meron mga diagnostic center. And that's the reason why we tried the earliest possible time to finish the vaccination of our medical frontliners, not only those working in big COVID referral hospitals, but more importantly, doon sa mga maliliit, saka yun sa mga allied medical services, dental, yung optometrists, ophthalmologists, yung mga ganun diagnostic, yung mga closed institution. Well, di ko lang matias I just received my kasi COVID update.
Oh my
this moment.
Kasi
last 3 weeks or 4 weeks ago, nasa 2,800 kami
Okay.
Nung nag-Holy Week, nasa 1,700 na kami.
Yes.
Tapos nung last week, nasa 1,147. And today, nasa 561 cases na lang kami. I think yung
Sir, yan yung mas nating hopeful communications na kahit imbis na ibagsak ng DOH yung malaking figure na 15,000, 11,000, 8,000, sana yung per city man lang pasabihin nyo na 500 na lang tayo. Joy, kumusta yung numbers natin sa Quezon City? Bumababa naman.
Well, syempre mataas lagi sa Quezon City. Number 1 kami lagi, ha? That's my claim to fame, by the way. Claim to fame ko, yeah. But our numbers were, like I told you, were up to 20% of our cases, overall. Tapos ngayon, naging 14% na siya. So it probably somewhere like naging 12,000 siya. Tapos ngayon, mga 9,000 na lang.
That's nice lang na. Well, mataas pa rin pero yun parang mas hopeful kasi yung sasabihin mo. Na for today, Joy, ilan lang yung cases natin? Nakuha mo na ba yung numbers?
Yeah. Well, there was a time last week, nag-average kami about 1,100 a day. No? So, daily average namin yun. And now it's about 924.
Okay, at least bumababa. Kasi mas hopeful pakinggan, katulad nga ng sinabi ni Mayor Marcy na bumababa ito. At nakokontrol. Kasi kunyari kung nakokontrol mo yung sarili mong city, parang mas hopeful na pwedeng magka-herd immunity kahit sa city mo man lang. Di ba? Or mas may pwedeng gumalaw eventually. So, Joy, si Mayor Marcy was saying, handa naman yung kanyang healthcare facilities. No? Sa Quezon City, di ba may mamalaki tayong hospitals, pero you also are advocating for home care, yung mga gano'n, di ba? Yung yung telemedicine, yung tawagan na rin yung mga tao. So maraming ganyang intervention, creative intervention. So, paano yung treatment unique dun sa Quezon City?
Well, lahat naman kasi ginagawa namin. We really have to do everything because ang dami talagang tao dito sa amin, no? And the problem is really quite vast, no? But we have 3 hospitals. We have 1 tertiary hospital, and of course it's more than 100% occupied already in terms of COVID beds and COVID ICU capacities, no? And then we have 2 level 1 hospitals. Both are also full already, no? But then the national government has requested us to add more beds. So I've actually committed to another 10 beds per hospital.
Ano yan? Requirement yan sa lahat sa inyong mga mayors na magdagdag? Or kayo lang naman?
Kami lahat, di ba, Mayor Len and Mayor Marcy, we were asked to add beds. So, well, yun yung nakayanan ko, 10 more. And then,
I heard in one interview, sabihin may utang pa ako ganitong number pero maaabot yan. That's a nerd part and Joy again. No? So, maabutin mo yung ganong requirement.
Tapos yung commitment ko nga, yung another extra 1,000 quarantine facilities. And at the time I gave that interview, we did 500. So tingin ko, naabot na namin yon or maabot na by the end of this week. No? Kasi parang medyo basura na lang ilalabay, yung electric fan na lang ilalagay mo, yung mga ganyan na lang, small things na lang siya. So basically, yung hospitals namin, puno na. Pero I'm also very lucky kasi lahat halos or karamihan ng mga DOH tertiary hospitals matatagpuan sa Quezon City. So I'm talking about the Lung Center, the Heart Center, East Avenue, Quirino Memorial, Veterans Memorial, Philippine Children's, they're all in Quezon City. And I have very good relationships with these hospital directors because when they need something from the city, for example, ito masalimuot to, but it was a very important issue just few weeks ago, yung issue ng management of the dead, no? Kasi nagpa-pile up yung corpses sa ilan sa mga DOH hospitals natin. They needed the city government's assistance. We had to cremate. We had to find the owners of the corpses na iniwan, inabandon. And so these national government hospitals rely also on the city for many things. No? And that's why I have a good relationship with them. And if I have to bring a patient that is severe, I call the hospital director. I know it's probably not the right system. I should call the one hospital command, but I don't have very good experiences with the one hospital command. Every time I call them, Mayor Marcy, parang wala namang sumasagot. Kaya tatawagan ko na lang tong director ng East Avenue, director ng Lung Center, director ng Kidney, director ng Veterans, at makikiusap na lang ako na kung pwedeng tanggapin nila yung pasyente namin dito sa Quezon City. And they're always naman, pinagbibigyan naman nila ako lagi. No? And that's one. And of course, ginawa natin para ma-decongest yung mga hospitals natin. Karamihan kasi ng mga pasyente kailangan pumunta sa hospital, magpa-x-ray, magpa-blood test, kahit na mild lang. Tapos na-congest yung hospital ER. Minsan, sasabihin ng BHERTS namin, 8 hours na sila doon, just with one patient. So, ginawa namin our quarantine facilities, nilagyan na rin namin ng x-ray machines, ng rad techs, ng radiologists, para kung mild naman, diretso ka na sa quarantine facility, huwag ka na dumaan sa hospital. No? So these are some of the ways that we are trying to be creative about decongesting our hospitals and putting to better use our quarantine facilities. And also, of course, improving on the goodwill with fellow hospitals in our city.
And we're learning, di ba? Grabe, Len, hindi ka nagtapos sa Ateneo at sa Sophia University para pag-usapan mga corpse. Pero nahaharap kayo sa ganyang mga kaso, di ba? So, yun. Any other learning, Len, in terms of treatment?
In terms of treatment?
Yeah. Natapos tayo ng testing, ng contact tracing, and now yung treatment, ang hirap-hirap kasi yun, that's my source of stress now, di ba? Dati kasi sinasabi sa atin, you can have COVID kasi baka maging way of life na and you can battle with it. Pero with the overwhelmed hospitals, parang yun yung added stress sa mga tao. So, ano pang ibang learning, creative way para isolve ito?
Actually, I don't know how to solve it kasi like as Mayor Joy mentioned, we just added some beds sa ating primary hospital.
At required kayo talaga, no?
Well, kasi we added beds, but we also put equipment kasi even if you have the doctors, if you don't have the machines and what have you, bali wala. So kahit pa paano meron, at least for some time, hindi sila magsasuffer and hopefully they survive whatever they're going through, no? Because iba-ibang cases, actually, ang pinaka-malaking problema namin, ngayon, yung mga buntis na nagkaka-COVID. And then they have to be delivered. Kasi right now, just the other day, we were talking with the head of the hospital na kailangan mapanganak natin na ganito, ganyan. Kasi sometimes yung records nila, they're coming from, not from Malabon, from the next city or something. Na, you know, yung ganun yung record keeping and all these things. So I'm sure all of us are experiencing the same thing. But yung mga health professionals, malaking bagay, and there are only a few of them now. Wala ka nang makuhang mga doctors, nurses, kulang na lahat yan.
That's true.
So in fact, we're looking at just the other day, we had this Malabon Navotas Medical Society. We were talking to them, baka they could volunteer some hours sa amin, or yung mga bagong mga eskwelahan na kahit may konting kaalaman sa medicine, you know, they could help out in a lot of things. Because right now, I think what we're experiencing, all of us, kasi it's not just the COVID per se, may vaccination pa ngayon. That will require also our doctors. And it's all limited. Kulang na tayo ng mga tao. Tapos may nagkakasakit pa, may nahahawa pa. And then, even yung quarantine centers, Noel, meron tayong mga doctors who check on them. No, ikutan sila, how are they? Kasi nga, you don't know, ngayon, you could be asymptomatic, but after 5 days, the symptoms might come out, and it might get worse. So a nurse or a doctor is very important just to know what they're going through. So kaya nga yung teleconsulta, we started that last year, in e-teleconsult.
Yes.
But yun, since nauubos yung doctor, limited masyado yung oras kasi it takes a long time yung sa e-consulta.
Yeah.
Masyadong haba yung minutes, kailangan mabilisan.
Pero that's the thing now, yung teleconsult. And then, well, Joy and Mayor Marcy natin, no? Parang ramdam na ramdam natin yung pagod ng mga frontliners, medical frontliners kay Mayor Len. Pero ramdam na ramdam din natin yung pagod ninyo bilang heads ng mga syudad ninyo. So, we'll talk about that. We'll pause for a while, halftime break. Kasi totoo yun, yung exasperation ni Mayor Len, yung pakiramdam ni Mayor Joy na yun nga, 2 beses na nagka-COVID, pero kahit nagka-COVID siya, nagpa-follow up pa rin siya ng napakaraming mga bagay. Tsaka si Mayor Marcy, ayan, kanina, alam ko, galing kayo dun sa vaccination site niyo at yun, parang hinaharap nyo pa rin yung ganong realidad. When we come back, we talk about, yun nga, the vaccination process, yung livelihood programs dun sa city kasi hindi naman pwedeng matapos dun sa medical concerns kundi yung livelihood, yung ayuda na kung paano mas yun, parang hindi lang pinapataw ng national government sa inyo, and the more creative way of like distributing them, and plus your own way of coping kasi a lot of people yun na nga, sa hirap na dinadaanan nyo, ang ginagawa pa talagang mang-bash at yun talagang iba pa yung binabato sa inyong mga issues. So, paano tayo pwedeng magtulungan? Kasi yun nga, in the end, it's directional leadership that we need. Enough and less of the toxicity in communications. And what we want to have here is to give people hope, inspire each other. Kasi in the end, tayo na lang yan. No? So, yun siguro yung gusto nating marinig in our second half. So, magbabalik po tayo sa Level Up.
Ulit kang nagplano.
Yan, ramdam na ramdam.
Level up! Paulit-ulit kang nagplano. Paulit-ulit ngunit lagi din naman nababago. Wag mo na kayang palampas.
Sa mundong pabago-bago, pag-ibig ko ay totoo. Ako ang iyong bangka, kung magalit man ang alon ng panahon, sabay tayong aahon. Kung wala ka nang maintindihan, kung wala ka nang makapitan, kapit ka sa akin, kapit ka sa akin, hindi kita bibitawan. Huwag ka nang umiyak, mahaba man ang araw, uuwi ka sa yakap ko. Huwag mo nang damdamin kung wala ako sa iyong tabi, iiwan kong puso ko sa iyo. At kung pakiramdam mo'y wala ka nang kakampi, isipin mo ako dahil puso't isip ko'y nasa iyong tabi. Kung wala ka nang maintindihan,
Wag mo na kayang palakasin, wag na wag mo na kayang palakasin, wag na wag mo na kayang patagalin, tenanaw mo na gawin, gawin mo na. Lakas ng kalooban, lakas ng katawan, wala kang uurungan pag yuman ang dumaan. Sarili pagbutihin, maging isip at damdamin, lahat sila'y ayain ng mag-level up na din. Go na go na go na go na go na go lang go lang ng go. Go na go na go na go na go na go lang go lang ng go. Level up, lumilipad. Level up, hanggang ulap. Level up, tumitingkad. Level up,
Okay, James, are we on? Okay, yes. We're on our second part of Level Up already. So we'll talk about very personal experiences of our mayors dun sa pinagdaanan nilang COVID journey. So let's start with the one who got it twice. Joy, can you tell us, and we'll learn from your COVID experience, paano mo nakuha and kumusta? Nag-progress ba yung symptoms mo ngayong second time mo nakuha yung COVID?
The first time I got COVID was in July of last year. And that was by accident. I didn't know about it. I only found out because at that time, usong-uso pa yung rapid testing. So, pinapa-rapid testing ko lahat ng aking mga empleyado sa City Hall on a regular basis. So, during my rapid test, it was positive and I decided to just confirm it. And then it turned out positive. In fact, I didn't believe it because I didn't feel anything. And for the duration of the 2-week period that I was on quarantine, I felt nothing. So, it was business as usual. I was on Zoom the whole time working. Wala akong naramdaman na pagkabaliw or pagka-depressed. So,
but this time around, what happened?
The second time naman, I was at work. In fact, magkasama kami ni Mayor Len. That was the time when we were deciding on, I think, some important IATF decision na mahaba yung meeting natin, 5 oras yata yun. But I was already feeling the fever. I was feeling really ill. And then the next day, I was like a mantika. And then finally had myself tested. I tested positive. I left that Monday na for the isolation facility to keep my family safe.
But Joy, what symptoms did you feel?
I had a fever. I had a bad cough.
Okay.
I did not lose my sense of taste or smell. Okay. So it was really, I didn't have any other symptoms, just a bad fever and a bad cough. Okay. But, I continued with my work because I realized that it's the work that keeps you sane in a situation where you have to be alone. So I did not go on leave and I just continued with the work. And I just asked the media kung pwedeng hinay-hinay lang sa pag-interview kasi at hinay-hinay rin sa pagpuna kasi nasa kalagitnaan ako ng pagre-recover. Okay naman sila, very very supportive naman sila at the time. Then
how about you? So yun nga, parang you were in touch daw with Joy during that time. You were giving her pointers, not saying that you had it also. Where did you get it?
Well, a close contact of mine nagpa-test, tas lumabas positive. So when they mentioned the positive siya, nagpa-test din ako. Okay. Then, actually, pinatest ko yung mga kasama ko din. And then, it turned out, nagulat ka ako, it was positive because I wasn't feeling anything. Mm-hmm. Of course, when I found out I was positive, parang bila na lang, I felt all these things all of a sudden. Because I'm also asthmatic. So I said, atay, baka mahirapan ako huminga dito. And fortunately, I did not get any fever, but I was easily tired. At saka hot-headed after a while, if I get tired, kinukulit ako madaming, So I was not a good person to talk to at that time because talagang konting I get pissed off. Okay. So I was not level-headed. Okay. So yun ang problema ko. But fortunately, everything turned out fine.
How did you get through it? So you went through yung medication. Anong klase? Did you take ivermectin? Sorry.
No, I took Linwa.
Okay.
And then I realized also, if you drink a lot of liquids, you drink a lot of water, tumataas your oxygen level because you have that oximeter. So I always take that. I check every, 4 times a day, the oximeter, temperature, and the blood pressure. So it's really getting yourself hydrated. So that's a big deal. So I was telling Mayor Joy about that. You gotta drink a lot of water because you have to have your oxygen levels up. Kailangan hindi bumababa ng 95. So, pag sa akin, pag 94, hindi pa ganun kasama yun, but it's 94. But sana 94 pataas or mas mataas pa.
Galing.
So, drinking a lot of water is a big deal.
So ano pa? No, Joy, I have to mention this. No, ivermectin, I really feel for the people who are drawn to it, to using it for lack of alternatives. But I don't like the way people kind of politicized it. Well, I reported that to you, Joy. So, how do you feel about it, Joy? Naginamit na yun parang plataforma tuloy ng politika.
Yeah, that's why it was difficult actually, Noel. I cannot really comment on ivermectin. The media keep asking me about my thoughts on it, but I always say if I give an opinion about it, if I even talk about it, it will be a politicized issue, and I don't want any politics in my life at the moment. I have many more important things to take care of. So I just tell the people who ask me, kindly not ask me about ivermectin. I am not a doctor. I'm not a medical professional. Talk to the regulating agency, the FDA. Talk to the medical professionals about their thoughts on it, but not me, because my opinion really should not matter. And then of course, pinipilit nila ako, but those are your constituents. And sabi ko, well, think about it like the vaccine. Diba? Sa bakuna, ano ba yung hinihingi ng tao sa'yo? Safe and effective. Ano yung naging batayan nila para malaman na safe and effective yung bakuna? Yung sinasabi ng FDA. O use the same standards, diba? For judging. But I'm not going to make an opinion because I just don't want to make it a political issue at the moment.
True, because it has been so politicized na muddled na yung issue. So that's a best position. Sir, Mayor Marcy, ito na sasabihin ko, parang now we need more, parang less of the layering, I guess, ng DOH, IATF, NDF. There's too much bureaucracy, and then communications parang iba-iba. No? Yung dati ivermectin na, hindi pwede. Ngayon, merong compassionate use. Tapos yun nga, parang yung bakuna, paano nyo po na-handle yun? Nung una, ayaw kayo muna napayagan. Tapos biglang, pwede na yung mga mayors. Si Mayor Joy, hindi kasi nagka-COVID. So I guess si Lenlen, gano'n, parang hihintayin nyo hanggang yung duration ng COVID, parang effectivity. Tapos nun, sir, yung ganong klase, yung kunyari, may mom, for example, sinabi, may Sinovac na lang, Joy, yung available dito sa Quezon City. Diba? Wala na tayong AstraZeneca. Okay na sana, pero nandito yung DOH secretary, sinabi, hindi pang senior citizen. Tapos eventually, pinigiglan pa niya si Secretary Lorenzana from having Sinovac. Tapos ngayon, suddenly pwede na naman. So it's a confusion, it's a communication, sir. Paano nyo napagwawag yan, na-filter yon para ma-communicate sa mga tao? Mayor Marcy.
Nakakalito talaga pag makikinig ka sa guidelines. I think what is important, we should listen to the experts. In the case of Marikina, for example, we pull together, we establish a group of experts. Doon namin doon namin kinoconsult, dinidiscuss, and we also try to listen to the community, what they think is the solution. We really need to be pragmatic at this point in time. We could not simply listen to the regulations and guidelines. Ganun siguro, there should be it's participatory. There should be a community engagement. Yeah. Yung experts naman is not necessarily yung mga nasa DOH lang Paring prescribed by law, sila yun pero ang experts naroon sa community na rin natin Dami natin doktor na marunong, mga virologists, mga immunologists, mga marunong sa public health. So we do these things yung consultation with our community, and we try to follow it. Kami nga yung una dati at the outset of this pandemic, gumagawa na kami nung surveillance testing. Yeah. And based on what we heard from the World Health Organization, we could use antigen. So nung gumagamit kami ng antigen, sinabihan kami ng DOH na hindi pwede, dapat RT-PCR. So sabi namin, screening tool yun Hindi naman yun ang confirmatory. There will be a confirmatory testing using the PCR. Ginagamit namin yun para lang surveillance, para tingnan kung may COVID, may instance of COVID transmission. Tinigil namin. Ngayon, marinig namin, ang guideline ngayon ng DOH, use antigen for contact tracing. So sabi nga, parang balik na naman kami ron. So kaya ngayon, sinasabi nga namin, parang dapat gawin na natin, maging practical tayo. We should listen to the experts, I think. And the experts are in the community.
People in the community also. Yeah, so and the LGUs, when you empower the LGUs, you encourage and harness volunteerism also from individuals in your community, no? And even private sector. Well, tell us your efforts, sir.
Ang belief ko dyan, kailangan natin talaga whole of government approach. There should be complementation not only in terms of policies, but more importantly in the resources that we have, national and local. Kaya nga ako nakausap ko si Secretary Charlie noon, sabi ko, very limited ang budget ng city for healthcare. Sabi niya sa akin, so Mayor, mag-invest ka sa logistical requirement ng vaccination and we will take care of your vaccine for the city. Ngayon, hinihintay ko pa rin yung vaccine manggagalit sa kanila. Wala pa rin. Dinadala sa akin, paunti-unti Alam ba, mag-deliver. Good for 1,000 individuals. Pero alam mo, ang confidence sa vaccine ngayon, saka yung necessity, mataas. Yung demand, mataas. And I think the national government should be able to address this.
Should thank the local governments for really saying what worked was maunahan tayo ng bakuna, hindi ng virus. Di ba yun?
Yes. Correct.
Parang, yung mga tao nagpabakuna na.
Tapos yung whole of community, yun nga, yung private-public partnership. Meron kaming arrangement, halimbawa sa mga private sector dito, dahil kulang yung budget ng local para bakunahan lahat. So kinausap namin yung nasa private sector. Baka pwede sila bumili ng bakuna, tapos kami yung mag-administer kasi may protocol, may procedures. Kami magtatayo ng cold storage, yung ganong partnership. Pero yun nga, highly regulated. Hindi makabili ngayon, hindi maka-access ngayon yung private sector doon sa bakuna. All the while, kala namin pwede na. Since December, makaka-access yung private sector, pero hindi. Ang isa pa, comment ko lang, Noel, kasi kanina, nakikinig nga ako sa sinasabi ni Mayor George, ni Mayor Len. Tingin ko dapat maging accountable yung DOH, yung Department of Health. Hindi yung mayor ang palaging sinasabihan na mag-provide ng additional bed capacity.
That's true.
Dapat tingin ko sila mag-report kung ano yung na-increase ba nila yung mga bed capacity sa mga public hospitals natin. Anong improvement ang nagawa nila. There should be accountability and accountability on their part. As well as we have our own accountability to settle with our people and of course based on our mandate. I think tingin ko ganun para ma-solve natin tong problemang to. Dumadating ba yung bakuna ngayon? Hindi dumarating. Lahat ng city, I think by next week mauubusan na ng bakuna yan. O ano gagawin natin ngayon? O sino yung accountable doon? Dapat alam natin at kilala natin kung sino.
Joy, ikaw, what's laudable is that you've partnered with yung mga may-ari ng subdivisions, yung mga may-ari ng malls, di ba? Yung mga private institutions para yun may ganong arrangement dun sa mga opisina, no? Para sa bakuna. Can you tell us about it? Kasi best practices yan.
Yeah, in our situation, parang kabaligtaran dun sa situation ni Mayor Marcy where I think sa Marikina, they tried to partner with the private sector tapos kayo po yung mag-administer sa kanila. In our case, it's different kasi kulang kami sa manpower talaga. And the private sector naman, atat na matanggap yung kanilang mga in-order na bakuna pero nade-delay ang pagdating. So the essential workers from the private sectors, hindi napapabakuna. No? So what we did was, we cannot go beyond the priority listing, pero sabi namin, okay, let us vaccinate. Kami the city will use our vaccines from the national government. We'll vaccinate your A1s to A3s at least. No, please use your own medical teams. no? Tapos kami yung bahala sa bakuna, and in addition to that, as your corporate social responsibility, can you also vaccinate the vulnerable sectors in the barangay where your mall or establishment is located? So we did that with SM North EDSA actually. The whole of the last week was all with SM North EDSA, and I think that model turned out very positive. So now all the malls in Quezon City, Eastwood, Eton Centris, Robinsons, Ayala are all going to follow this model that we've started with SM. And now we also have a partnership, I think, with Araneta Coliseum to allow us to use their big venue as well, the big dome for this. No? So that is one. And then the second is yung mga, alam mo naman dito sa Quezon City, no? It's may super hirap, tapos meron naman yung mayayaman. So yung mga medyo mayaman naming subdivisions, like Corinthian Gardens and Green Meadows, they really wanted to be vaccinated separately. Ayaw nilang pumunta sa public school. So, they lobbied for it, and sabi nila, kami magpo-provide ng healthcare workers. Okay. At yung venue, yung clubhouse namin kami rin. Kayo lang yung vaccine. So same model as the corporations. And when the other subdivisions heard about it, we have so many. We have Philinvest, we have Loyola Grand Villas, we have La Vista, etc. They all like this model, no? So we are piloting it with Green Meadows and Corinthian over the weekend, and hopefully we can do it with other subdivisions as well. And again, it's the issue of kanila yung manpower, sa amin yung bakuna. But again, we have to keep within the priority grouping of A1 to A3. Yeah.
Correct. So the medical health workers, the senior citizens, and the ones with comorbidities, no?
But yes. Pero I think now yung A4 yata pwede na ata, no?
Yeah, daw.
Yeah.
So ito yung problema, hindi ka ba mauubusan ng bakuna? Kasi nagkakaubusan na ngayon.
Yeah, sa amin naman, napakalinaw sa kanila na ito lang yung pwede naming ilaan para sa inyo. And since you are citizens of our city and you are going to be vaccinating anyway sectors that we should be vaccinating as A1, A2, and A3, but you're just helping us, parang hindi naman, wala namang mawawala sa amin. Pero ito yung magandang catch pala that I forgot to mention. When they finally get their orders, whatever it is that they ordered, Moderna or Pfizer, ibibigay nila sa amin. Yung nakuha nila sa amin. Yeah.
That's true. And then the Nerdy Joy will really follow through that. No, yung promise nilang ibalik yung bakuna. Okay. Pero yun lang, wag lang na, yun kasi yung kaso ng mga AstraZeneca vaccines na nanganganib na baka hindi yung second dose nila, hindi nila makuha. So, wag lang magkaubusan ng ganong second dose ng mga vaccines. Len, ikaw naman, kumusta yung vaccination sa Malabon?
It's moving along, so we're happy. But it's a limited supply of vaccines.
Correct.
We're doing the same thing as Marikina. We talked to some business establishments. Hopefully, if they have their vaccines, they provide the vaccines, then we could administer the vaccines for them.
Okay.
But right now, trickle kasi nga yung vaccines. So as much as possible, we want to get nga to the mabakunahan na yung mga nagtatrabaho, because most of our people here are daily wage earners.
That's
so hopefully
that's good. Targets, Len. By what? December? Okay na lahat? Well,
I don't know, because it really depends on how much vaccines we get.
That's true.
So I have no idea. I don't know. Actually, I'm hoping dumating na. But I have no idea actually.
Sir Marcy and Joy, alam ko makukulit kayo sa mga yan, lalo na magagaling kayo sa numero. Mayor Marcy, paano po yung allocation niya sa bakuna? Sa tingin nyo, things will be better this Christmas, katulad ng sinasabi ng ating vaccine czar?
We're hoping for the best. Inaasahan natin. Alimbawa sa Marikina, 270,000 yung target natin na individual na nabakunahan. That will account for the 70% of our population. Kanina nga, iniisip ko nga yung number ni Mayor Joy dun sa COVID cases nila. Ang totoo, pag tinignan ko yung ratio, mas mababa pa sila sa Marikina. Mas magaling sila. Dahil kami, maliit naman yung aming population. Talagang iba yung metrics.
Masarap lang pagkausap ko si Mayor Marcy na parang it's you lifting each other kasi kayo na lang yung magdadamayan talaga eh.
Totoo naman yun. Totoo yun. mas organized nga yung Quezon City sa COVID response nila in terms of quarantine facility. Kami ni Mayor lang, baka medyo similarly situated kami kasi may mga small area kami. May small city kami.
Binabaha.
Pareho kaming binabaha, pareho kaming medyo limited ang funds, mga ganon. So iba yung approach talaga namin.
So the vaccines are coming, sa tingin nyo, sir?
Wala tayong pwedeng gawin kundi umasa na darating dahil kailangan natin yung bakuna.
Ano yung alternative? Kasi yun na nga sinasabi, no? If the vaccines are not coming, there should be an efficient way of handling this COVID response na hindi nakadepende sa vaccine.
As I've been repeating myself over and over and reiterating the point that we should be able to provide the proper infrastructure.
That's true.
Halimbawa, ano ginagawa natin sa mga public transport terminal natin? Sinago na ba natin? Baka hindi pa In our case here, in our city hall, and in some of our schools, pinare-reconfigure na namin para mas maluag, may ventilation, ventilation is very essential. Ito yung mga engineering control Pero pag pumunta ka sa mga halimbawa, LRT station natin, ano makikita mo? Ano lang, administrative control, signage. Nag-post lang na yung signage. Pero other than that, are there any other engineering controls that you will see or wala Kaya I think in the absence of the vaccine, there should be a parang appropriate environment. What is that appropriate environment? Say COVID-free, a safer environment. In our public transport sector, nagdagdag na ba tayo ng mga bagong ruta? O nagdagdag na ba tayo ng bagong mga sasakyan? Ang dami pa namin driver na hindi pa pinagpapasada. Diba? Regardless whether luma o bago yung kanyang ginagamit na sasakyan, I think we should add more dahil we required them to comply with the minimum public health standard of 1 meter apart, seating 1 meter apart. Inside the public transport, diba? In the jeep.
Tanong ko lang, do you tell them these things? Do you give them your studies or your recommendations? Or yun, I'll push that pa later. Nasabi niyo po itong mga ganitong suggestions? Or ipupush ko, no? Shouldn't you be nasa IATF? Parang gano'n. Kasi sinasabi, dapat yung mga mayors kasama doon or yung mga ganitong creative solutions na discuss.
Kasi ang solution talaga pragmatic talaga nasa baba talaga. Baka si Mayor Joy pwede sa IATF kasi
Joy,
saka talagang yung experience niya, mas, relative to our experience, talagang very challenging kasi, manage siya, big city talaga Saka, yung kanya, hindi katulad sa amin siguro ni Mayor Len, ewan ko lang, sa case ko sa Marikina, parang residential area talaga Yung mga mall ko nga rito, community mall lang Wala ako nung Araneta Center, wala ako nung SM North, So, medyo identified namin yung mga nakatira rito Kaya madaling i-monitor, madaling i-contact, trace Kaya miski wala kang app, miski papel lang at ballpen, na nakikita mo When we do reverse isolation, pag sabi ko may community participation, talagang pero I think we should learn from big cities like Quezon City or Manila in our case.
Joy, tell us other best practices. Yun na nga, may libreng sakay ka, may kalingang Quezon City para sa negosyo to cover livelihood. Any other things that we can learn from?
Well, first I'd like to say I agree entirely with Mayor Marcy, because in the absence of vaccines, we have to try to adapt to the changing times, and that would require for us to really change the behavior of our people and also the change the way we do things in kinasanayan na natin, and that would require also changing the way our spaces are organized. At tama si Mayor Marcy dyan, I really agree with that yun ang hinihintay natin, sana habang inaasahan natin ang pagdating ng bakuna, sana hindi naman lahat ng eggs natin ay nakalagay lang sa bakuna basket, kumbaga. Knowing that the first world countries have hoarded all of the supply, when I see the tracker, which is the world tracker of vaccines, pinakakawawa tayo sa buong mundo, para nakakaawa. At alam mong, kung yan lang ang inaasahan mo, parang naku po, paano na tayo, di ba? Yeah, so tama si Mayor Marcy. I want to see sana na yung mga architects natin gumagawa ng ibang mga disenyo para siguraduhin safe ang mga taong bayan at siguradong mag-adopt na sila sa at maging masanay na sa paggamit na ng face shield, face mask, etc., paghugas ng kamay. Dapat laging may mga umaagos na tubig, yung telecoms natin maayos na kasi everybody should be working from wherever they are already, hindi na papasok sa office. I mean, there should be real behavioral changes attached to this pandemic already. That should already, dapat kinakascade na ngayon pa lang, no? At hindi lahat nakalagay lang sa hintayin natin ng bakuna na hindi natin siguradong padating. Pero dito sa Quezon City, at least we're trying our best. Isa sa mga ginawa na namin is we've already instituted 90 kilometers of bike lanes. Mm-hmm. So ito ay sasagot namin sa kakulangan sa transport, no, tsaka sa kasikipan ng transport, na please bike to work. We're trying now to build showers in City Hall para kung napawisan ka, bumaho ka habang nagbabike ka to work, you can take a shower and be mabango when you go to work if you cannot work from home, no. So these are some things that we're trying to develop. We are trying to develop another 50 bike lanes to connect to the 90 by next year. So that's phase 2 of that. Meron tayong libreng sakay, like I said. Ito, contribution din natin ito. These are 8 bus routes all over Quezon City na umiikot lang talaga sa city. Libre po ito. And we're following the foreign model where hindi mo na i-hail yung bus, kundi may times schedule talaga siya, padating every 15 minutes dadating siya at alam mong dadating yung bus, so that therefore you can wait for it and you can ride it for free whether or not you are a Quezon City resident, no? Yan ang isa sa mga ginawa natin, and hopefully we will have more than 8 routes already by the end of this year. And we're also developing, of course, our urban farms. Alam naman natin yan that this food security is so important to us given what happened to us last year, na nag-agawan kaming lahat para sa canned goods na alam naman natin hindi naman nutritious. At, diba? At lumang-luma pa nga yung mga canned goods na kinuha natin, yung bali-bali na alam mo baka expired pa nga. So we started identifying idle lands. We granted taxes to people who allowed their idle lands to be used as farms. So tax breaks ito, and now we have about 166 urban farms, no. And then we link this up with our feeding program. And of course, I want to acknowledge Mayor Len because it's his feeding program that inspired me to do my feeding program now. But of course, we're using the vegetables from our farm. So parang circular economy type yung ginagawa natin. And now we're building wider sidewalks as well, because we want to encourage people to start walking to the MRT station, walking to the mall, walking to, para connectivity through foot traffic rather than depending too much on vehicles. So I guess these are just some of the things that we're trying to do, and we're trying to study more things as well from other countries, no.
So another major thing. Well, actually, nagsimula sa maliit na effort pero ang ganda lang yung maginhawa community pantry. I think it has caught your attention na yung honesty system ng mga taong nangangailangan, tapos nagdo-donate lang yung mga tao. Parang yung bayanihan ng mga tao naman sa community nandoon, i-encourage lang talaga. So, ang ganda lang ng mga ganung efforts. Are we ready for the next surge? Or how are you preparing for that? Because people are saying, magkakaroon pa ng surge. This is not the last. So, parang paano yung nahanda yung mga equipment, yung mga pop-up ICUs, di ba may mga nagtatry mag-donate ng mga ganyan, di ba? Accept donations, probably sana less bureaucracy in doing all these. How are you preparing for that mas long term? Len, dun sa city ninyo, sa Malabon.
Actually, we're talking to business owners to help us. No?
That's true.
But hindi kasi sila talaga makakatulong. When it first started, we binuhay nga natin yung bayanihan spirit. Yeah. And the first thing I did, na kailangan walang political color, because I went to each kapitan, kinausap ko yung mga kapitan, hey, magtulungan tayo. In fact, the goods that the city purchased for all the yun nga, nag-aagawan kami sa mga canned goods, as Mayor Joy said. Binaba ko sa barangay so they could give it directly. So you have to talk to the community talaga, bawat area, and then yun nga, tulungan with the first thing I did also was segregate yung mga donations to what we're procuring para alam talaga saan nanggagaling. No? So it's going to be a community effort. As a Mayor Joy said, kasi ganda ng program ni Mayor Joy dun sa, she has all these farm, yun nga, yung mga gardening and all those things. Really, really maganda. But what we were able to do in Malabon nga, she mentioned our feeding program because yung malnutrition rate dito sa ating bansa napakataas. At ang ginawa natin, yung mga karinderya sa mga barangay, tinap natin para sa ganoon, itong mga karinderya, imbes na yung mga barangay nutrition scholars would fix the meals for the malnourished children, yun gumagawa mga karinderya per area saka malapit sa kanila and they serve it. So what I did yun sa quarantine, itong mga karinderya na ito, we call it karinderya para sa kalusugan ni Chikiting, they provide the food so all the quarantine. So kahit paano may kita sila. So may sector na kahit paano sa panahon ng pandemya kumikita, may livelihood. So yun, no, may synergy doon at napapakain yung mga naka-quarantine. Kasi at least kasi kung hindi matulungan, definitely magfo-fold, no? But we use that kasi we pay them for sa papakain ng mga bata. We provide the menu, but they do the cooking. So kailangan masustansya. So yun, kasi it worked kasi we saw sa malnutrition, napababa natin yung malnutrition dito sa ating lungsod. But of course now, kasi mahirap to do meetings, hindi na natitimbangan yung mga bata. So I'm sure that's increasing, no? So but I'm just saying, I'm just lucky also that I can call Mayor Marcy and Mayor Joy anytime to ask for suggestions and they quickly answer my calls. So hindi madamot sa oras.
Ang sarap lang kay Ang sarap ng kay Len, pwede niyang sabihin, last term ko na to, tama na, hindi to politika, tulungan niyo na ako. Di ba? Parang gano'n.
Nagtutulungan naman lahat. Nagtutulungan na. Well, we're fortunate yung mga Metro Manila mayors. Kung anong matutulong, ginagawa. So, usap lang. Kasi sometimes all you need is a pep talk for something. Ang laking bagay na. Pero alam ni Mayor Joe, tinawagan ako siya, tatanong ko, problema ako. Sige, ito lang.
Yung transparency, gaano ka-importante yan ngayon? Because we need that kasi parang it seems like nobody trusts anyone anymore. Yung kailangan natin transparent yung leadership. Kaya parang yung mga nakakalma yung mga tao kung yung leaders nila kasi nasasabi at na-articulate ng maayos yung programa. Tapos yun parang at may direction. So how important is that in your city?
It's very important. Actually, that's why we go out. Ako, I make it a point. They see me. People kasi here in Malabon, they like seeing me sa mga barangays, kinakausap ako. They want to feel my presence. So, of course, meron doon. If I post in social media, ganyan, may konting bash. But majority, they like seeing me. They like talking to me. So, ako naman, natutuwa ako kasi they believe in me when I say, ito kailangan doon. Ano naman, they help out and they do what's necessary. Laking bagay because minsan kailangan lang kausapin papaliwanag lang, kailangan paliwanag ito, kailangan natin gawin as much as possible, no? Kasi we're all in this together na ayaw natin magpahirap, so kailangan tayo magkaisa, magtulong, no?
So pero Len, ito na, tatanungin ko na yun, paano yung bashing? Well, nakakaano rin yan, parang biktima ka niyan, biktima si Joy niyan. So how do you address those people who bash you? Yun, si Joy at saka sabi mo nga baka ikaw rin yung most bashed na
well, depends. If I read the comments sometimes, so they show me comments, whatever. Kung may say naman, maybe I'll accept it na ito talaga may kamalian, no? Yeah. But as much as possible, it doesn't, Teflon na ako sa bashing. I'm not, kasi ang sa akin lang, I think what I sa akin is tama yung sa konsensya, nagagawa, nakikita ko naman maayos. Kasi, of course, depende yung implementation, baka hindi ganun kaganda. That's what you figured it out from the beginning, no? Yeah. So, you have to check on these things that it bears fruit na talagang nagagawa what you had envisioned. So yun, we're open to this because I'm open to constructive criticism. Hindi man ako perfect, hindi ko man alam lahat. You know, yung nag-aaral kami, si Mayor Joy, she was getting all the awards, no? You know? Ako. I was just getting by, doing okay. I'm sure when if you look at think of the answers of Mayor Marcy, talagang may statistics lagi.
Ang presidente, di ba?
Oo.
Pero the thing here is, yun nga, ginagawa nyo yung pinaka mahusay nyo na, tapos yun pa rin, yung sukle, like ikaw, Joy, I feel for you too, kasi parang sa dami ng mga efforts na sinasabi ng mga katulad mong mayors, parang yun pa rin ang natatanggap mo. How do you address that? Kasi isa sa mga comments dun sa post ko, sabi, kasi wala ka raw PR campaign, or wala kang PR head. So sabi mo naman dyan, ang sagot mo, imbis na gastusin sa PR head, talagang itutulong mo na lang sa mga tao. But how do you, grabe, masasakit talaga yung hinahurl sa'yo ng mga tao.
Well, I don't think si Mayor Len has a PR head as well, or Mayor Marcy. I don't know, ha. I don't think so. One thing that really surprised me, Noel, was when I was being bashed. This was in March. This was in the beginning of the ECQ last year, and then I was surprised because it was just I was just being hurled all kinds of accusations. I was so surprised about it because lahat kaming mga mayor, we were all in the same position. We were all lost. We all didn't know what to do. We all didn't know where to get our supply of food. Pare-pareho naman tayong walang, 'di ba? Lahat naman pareho lang naman ang posisyon namin lahat eh. Pero bakit ako binabash na ganito? Hindi ko talaga naunawaan 'yon, no? And I had the PNP investigate this actually because I really didn't think I was doing a bad job. I mean, if ever lahat kami we were all in the same boat, either we're all doing a bad job or we're all, getting by, at the most, no? Pero I felt like bakit sobra talaga yung bashing sa akin. And then I was told by the PNP na they discovered an orchestrated effort against me. And so siguro nagatungan. So parang feeling ko may nagsimula as per PNP. I'm not even making an excuse. It's just that they mentioned that they found, I think, 150 fake accounts. Fake Joy Belmonte accounts. Parang ganun. And that's very unusual. It was even higher than the president's fake accounts. and I said, why? I didn't get it. And they said, meron kang kaaway, Mayor Joy. At ginagamit itong pagkakataon para siraan ka. And for me,
good work, no?
Tapos, siyempre, ginatungan na ng maraming tao kasi yung issue na ng ayuda, yung pagkain, lahat dumating na, yung ano ba ginagawa mo for COVID, etc. So, ginatungan naman ng mga pangkaraniwang tao rin lang, no? So, it became quite bad. But my response to that was really just, first, I felt bad at the start because I felt like kung aatakihin ako ng kalaban, wag naman ngayon because it's like you want your city to fail. It's a very selfish act on the part of my opponents because when the leader needs support the most, you are trying to destroy the leader and therefore you want to destroy the city and therefore you don't love the city that you purport to want to serve. No, I that's my feeling lang kasi this is not the time to destroy the leader of a city when the city is in a situation such as this. So I was angry in the start. But then later I told myself, the best way to get even is to do well in my job. And therefore I decided to I left Facebook. I did not post anything. I closed my Facebook account. And then I just did my job and I worked really, really hard. I worked triple, quadruple what I used to work, just to take my mind away from this and just to prove to the people that that their trust in me was not misplaced when they voted for me. But that was my experience, and now it helps because now I'm Superman head. You can actually hurl anything at me and it's totally fine. I will accept it and it doesn't mean anything at all. Hindi na ako maapektuhan. So baka nakatulong pa sila sa akin without them knowing. Baka ngayon nagsisisi pa sila na ginawa nila yan sa akin so early on in my political career na naka-recover ako. No?
The best weapon is a good work. Yun talaga yung ano. Mayor Marcy, paano? Wala talaga kayong PR person din, no?
Wala akong PR, wala akong head ng public information office ko. And I mean, I must also admit, candidly, wala rin akong Facebook account, wala akong email address. Alam ng mga mayors yan. Meron lang akong telepono pantawag saka pang text. Medyo old school ako Noel. But I have people who manage the an account for the city, pati yung sa feedbacking. So ang nangyayari sa akin, nakikita ko yung feedback from the social media, naka-summarize na, naka-print lahat. So, I get the chance.
Yeah, yun nasa ground, no? Parang yun, yung pinapakinggan.
Oo. Ako, Noel, recently, I had this experience sa ayuda nga. I tried to be, we tried to be transparent with it. Pinost namin sa social media dahil yun yung sabi dun sa joint memorandum circular. Yeah. Nung pinost namin sa social media, yung listahan naman yung based on the database provided by the DSWD. Tapos meron silang guidelines doon. We simply followed the guidelines. Nung pinost namin, daming taong nagalit dahil hindi sila kasama doon sa ayuda. So part talaga yun ng transparency. People will get angry, lalo ngayon. Saka there's behavioral modification, I think, brought about by the pandemic experience. Dahil mas maraming taong nahihirapan talaga. So, iba talaga Dapat unawain mo na lang Kaya pag may nagagalit, ako, bumili na lang ako ng tissue, Noel. Iiyak na lang ako paggabi, tapos kinabukasan, trabaho ka na.
Those stories. Kasi parang, how do you cope now, sir? Kunyari, yun nga, realizations tungkol sa public service. Because we're winding up also. Although, I wanna read some comments from Anthony Roque. Okay po yung si Mayor, actually referring to you, Len, no? Matino po yan compared sa iba, stricto lang. You're being perceived as striktong mayor dyan sa Malabon.
Baka hindi, baka paggalit ako.
Okay.
No, because I mean, as much as possible, you do your best. But of course, hindi maiwasan na you give your hand, they take your whole arm and then your body and everything else. I mean, you have to be practical. So, kasi sometimes, alam mo, nakakalungkot, Noel, sometimes, yung mga iba na kasama natin, yung kailangan magalit ka pa. Tapos doon nang gagalaw. Why ganun? Bakit mo pa kailangan ng stress? Ano na lang, ito trabaho natin. Gawin na natin na maayos. Di ba? Kasi we will do it anyway. Let's do well. So, baka yung ganun. Baka ano yun.
Maganda parang nakikita ng mga tao, no? Parang lahat kayo nagtutulungan ng mga mayors at may ganung sistema ng pagtutulungan. Mayor Joy, ito lang, si Direk Laris Gillian nag-message saka si Lester Mendiola, sabi, asking na after filling up their form, yung ECZ, yung Easy Consult, for the vaccination, wala pa daw confirmation. How do you answer that na medyo natatagalan dun sa pag-answer ng mga Easy Consult for the vaccination schedules?
Yeah, there should be actually a response to that. Na we're working with Zwillig kasi this is Zwillig system. They're our partner. No? There should be a response whether sila ba ay natanggap na-confirm na, may schedule na, etc. Pero ang ibig sabihin nun, pag wala po kayong nakuhang any kind of response pertaining to schedule, wala po tayong schedule na binibigay dahil wala pa po tayong bakunang maibibigay sa inyo.
Okay, yun.
So, pero once the vaccines are available, may lalabas pong message sa inyo na you can now make your schedule.
So, pag may bakuna na, saka sasagot yung partner, okay, I understand that. Or, ang sinasabi ko, katulad ko, alam mo naman yun, na hindi ako techie, mas yung assisted booking na lang. Na parang,
pwede rin.
Pwede yun.
Pwede rin. Like yours was assisted booking.
Yes.
So, pwede yun.
Pwede yun, yung barangay nyo na lang po yung gagawa, tapos yun, yung ayusin nila, sasabihin sa iyo yung schedule. Tapos Mayor Marcy, ito meron naman, please comment on the secret vaccination. Galing to sa Len Rescue, no? So, please comment on the secret vaccination which made netizens rush to the sports center. People were vaccinated even without schedule. Totoo po ba yun?
We allowed walk-ins initially. After we have exhausted yung frontliners natin, may natirang ilang AstraZeneca. Okay. Tapos may mga naka-pre-registered na senior citizen. I think 1,000 senior citizen yon. So, imbis na, kasi yung AstraZeneca, hindi naman individual vial, nakalabas na. So, it's not secret actually. Pre-registered yon. Nagkataon lang na nang nagbakuna kami dun sa mga senior citizen, initially 1,000. Pre-registered to, naka-schedule. Nagsama sila ng mga kapitbahay, yung mga kapamilya nila. Ganun ang Pilipino ganun ang kultura. So, nung nandoon na, sabi ko, sige, i-accept na natin. Incidentally, the next day, nung may naka-schedule din, ganun din nangyari. Siguro 3 days na ganun, we allowed walk-ins to to be vaccinated. First of all, it's not secret because it's in a public area. It's in a mega vaccination facility that we do the vaccination. It's not secret.
Tama naman nung taong yun, so hindi talaga secret, no?
Oo, kaya nga contradicting yung term eh. It's not secret dahil alam nila eh. Incidental. So, nung pang-apat na araw, napansin namin parang mas marami pa yung nagwo-walk-in doon sa mga naka-pre-register. So, in the succeeding days, sabi namin, dapat naka-walk-in na lang. Tapos nag-online registration na lang tayo. Ganon. So it's not secret. I think there's malice in that. Diretso kung sasabihin, there's malice in that. There's no secret vaccination. Ang idea nga namin, mabakunahan lahat eh. At ang nababakunahan, walang privileged access kahit sino. Nung naroon nga ako, I do rounds in the vaccination center. Actually,
kanina raw, yun nga, yung kaibigan natin, Joyce Hubert Guevara, yung mommy niya sa Marikina, nagpa-picture pa raw sa inyo sa bakunahan sa sports.
Yes, correct. Oo, yes, correct. I was there. Nandun ako sa observation area. We were explaining the effect of the vaccine, yung efficacy niya, yung safety, and possible effects, adverse reaction in that area. So, it's not really secret. Yeah. In fact, ang dami nga nagpabakuna ron na hindi ko kakilala. Tapos, ang dami kong kaibigan nga na hindi nababakunahan dahil nga, tingin ko, we are all similarly situated here. Saka sana wag nilang isipin open. Secret kung ginawa sa in a closed area. Yeah. Ang isa pa baka kasi ang isa pang sinasabi nila initially the first batch of senior citizens na binakunahan namin para lang yung record malinaw. Dapat ito yung mawala sa isip ng tao yung mapagbintang ka o kaya yung mapaghinala ka. And that's the pandemic behavior now eh. Nagbibintang lahat eh. Naghihinala lahat. Parang iniisip niya masama lahat. Kuha mo? And that's the trial na that we're all undergoing, Mayor. So parang lahat kulang. Minsan kulang nabigay mong ayuda. Kala ninakaw mo. Paano mo naman mananakaw yun? Para yun sa tao. Ang una naming binakunahan, baka kala nila kaya secret. When the vaccine arrived here for senior citizens, at 12:45 a week ago, Monday, at the first hour, within an hour rather, yung mga senior citizens na nasa nursing homes, yung mga nasa closed institutions, ba't namin inuna? Kasi yun, mga walang pamilyang nag-aalaga ron eh. Sure. Caregiver lang, o yung iba nasa ward lang ng mga home for the aged na talagang wala ng pamilya. Sino mag-aalaga ron? It's the state. The mayor. So baka yun yung sinasabi nila. Yun ang inuna namin, that's around 800 of them. Pero yun, kino-ordinate namin with the nursing homes. We organize them. Ang totoo, mga hindi nga taga Marikina yung mga nasa nursing homes. Ayun. Pero we did our job. We did that. We followed our mandate na kasi nakalagay naman yun dun sa A2 priority. Yung vulnerable na nasa mga close institution. Alam ni Mayor Joy at Mayor Len. So sana pinaliwanag ko rin yan sa mga tao eh. There's no secret. Everybody has access.
Maganda lang yung transparency, no? And you're known for that. Parang may nababatikos dahil yun na nga parang nasasabi niyo po lahat. So
minsan, Noel, kaya kami nababatikos tingin ko, tingin ko we're very transparent with our policy. Tapos pag galing ka pa sa eskwelahan dati, teacher ako dati eh. Opo. Pinapaliwanag mo yung mga pros and cons, iniisip nila, ay, yun ang position ng mayor, yung ganon. Pero we need to explain.
And nga, at least nalilinaw nyo at naninindigan kayo na, okay, para sa kabutihan ng lahat. Sir, yun nga, babalik na tayo dun sa yun. What did we learn during this pandemic? Faith, family, friends, food for what? Food para sa katawan natin and food for the soul and for the Filipinos, and we've strengthened that. So, sir, if there's anything, sir, nag-Ateneo pala kayo, nag-teaching parang gano'n, masters in teaching?
Matagal na yun, Noel, nakalimutan ko na nga yung pinag-aralan ko eh.
Okay. So, parang, sir, kung mag-iiwan kayong ng mensahe para sa mga nanonood ngayon, sir, And we would want something that would give us hope, would give people hope and kinda a direction. Kasi yun yung gustong kapitan ng mga tao, sir. So, what would your message be, sir?
Para sa lahat, hindi lang para sa mga taga Marikina, sa lahat ng Pilipino, ito yung panahon na kailangan magtulungan tayo. Magtulungan. Kung ano yung meron ka, ibahagi mo dun sa iyong kapwa, sa kapitbahay mo, sa katabi mo. Wag tayong mag-isip na masama. Tingin ko, we should trust more our neighbors. Dito Noel sa Marikina, isa to dun sa lugar na pag pumunta ka rito, wala kang pangalan ng mayor na makikita o litrato ng mayor. Makikita mo pangalan ng syudad. Ang sinasabi namin dito, lahat ng nangyayari sa Marikina o sa syudad, may kinalaman ng bawat isa at may pakikibahagi. At dapat ma-recognize. Alam mo Noel, ang madalas magalit dito sa amin, mga dayo. Yung mga nakatira ng 6 na buwan lang, isang taon lang. Alam mo kami mga mayor, tingin ko pare-pareho kami nararamdaman. Pag yung mga talagang narito, nakatira ng matagal na panahon na, yung mga taal na tinatawag, naiintindihan kung ano yung ginagawa natin. Kaya konting pangunawa siguro, yun ang aming papakiusap. Walang mayor na nag-isip na na masama doon sa kapwa niya. Kaya nga nag-mayor yan para makatulong . At lastly, wala namang perfecto. Ako, I must admit, hindi ako perfecto. Pag sinasabi ng best practices sa Marikina, hindi ko ina-admit na best practice kasi tinitingnan ko. Yun lang yung ginawa namin dahil yun ang hinihingi ng pagkakataon . Ako, hindi ako perfecto. Marami kong kulang bilang leader, bilang tao. At sana, kung may nakikitang kakulangan tayo, ang bawat isa, punan na lang natin para it will be perfect, di ba? If things it will be perfect in that At panghuli, hingi ako ng paumanhin sa mga kababayan natin. Kung sa panahong ito, nakikita natin, meron pa tayong dapat gawin. Pero rest assured, sigurado naman, lahat kami, ako, kabilang ako ron na ginagawa lahat yung magagawa given the circumstances sa pagkakataong ito. Thank
Sir,
you.
Salamat. Ang ganda lang ng ganung mensahe. Sandali lang. Mamaya, babalikan pa namin kayo. Pero Joy, ikaw naman magbigay ng mensahe na pwedeng kapitan ng mga tao sa Quezon City.
Nabanggit na ni Mayor Marcy lahat ng magagandang pwedeng sabihin at kapitan ng lahat ng mga mamamayan. But siguro, I guess I would just advise all the people of Quezon City na maging malakas, cling on to your inner strength. Be confident in yourself. Of course, and have faith in yourself and in God. Because at the end of the day, I still and truly believe God will not give us a challenge we cannot overcome. And so it is just a test that He has given to us. And I think that He is testing us as individuals, but more importantly as people, as a community. That siguro napansin ng Diyos, makasarili na itong mga Pilipinong to, kailangan nilang kumilos na magkasama at magkapit-bisig. Siguro yan ang mensahe ng Diyos para sa atin. Kaya sige nga, bigyan natin ng pagsubok para umasa naman sila sa isa't isa at magtulungan naman sila para sa kapakanan ng bawat isa sa kanilang lahat. Yan ang tingin ko.
Ang ganda lang kasi nakikita nila mismo sa inyong tatlo na may ganon, na may ugnayan, na may samahan, na pwedeng nilang kapitan, lalo na sa panahon ng pandemya. Len, you be the last to give your message.
Well, Ateneo education to be a man for others. But more than anything, I think now is the time you may kasabihan, you're strongest when you're weakest, because when you're weakest, you cling to your God. And that is when you're strongest. And ganda nung saying yun, because talaga now, you see all these things happening, more so because now everyone's getting sick. You see,
that's true.
Parang life is just so fragile, and I think we have to live every day as much as we can. And with the slogans ng city ng Malabon, yung kaya natin, basta sama-sama, tulong-tulong, and that goes for everyone. Yun nga yung tagline ng bansa, di ba? Sama-sama, tulong-tulong, kaya natin. So hopefully magkaisa tayo, and let's work to overcome this pandemic.
Len, last thought lang. Aside from your message, ano yung iniyakan mong thought sa lahat ng to? Kailan ka nag-break? This becomes so human. Nung
Alam mo,
pandemya.
Alam mo, masama yung loob ko. Eto may malapit akong kapitan. Malapit sa akin na kapitan na sipag-sipag. In January, pinatay siya sa bahay niya. So, yun kind of messed me up. After that, parang, bakit ganun? Bakit siya ganun sa bahay niya?
Okay.
Ayun, messed me up.
Ganda, no? Parang, and yan, parang yung value natin sa buhay, kailangan, no? At yung
bata, very early 40s, life's ahead of him.
That's true. Joy, saan yung breaking point mo? Well, hindi ka nakikita ng mga taong umiiyak sa harap nila, pero yung pag nag-iisa ka na lang, what was the reason why you broke up?
I haven't broken down. No, and so I don't know if it makes me not a human, but I haven't broken down because I have a very strong support system.
That's good too.
In the person of my father and my brothers and my friends, and they keep me strong and they keep me sane, and they prop me up in times of need, and so I have not reached the breaking point yet.
Okay, pero at least alam mo na nandiyan nakasuporta yung mga tao. Sir Marcy, yung tissue paper kailan nyo na ginamit? Well, we'd like to know.
And actually, Noel, I keep on moving forward.
Yes.
So when you keep on moving forward, tingin ko, wala ka ng pagkakataon pa na parang malungkot o kaya pagalit.
Pero Marcy, di ba you cry for things that matter really for you, sa inyo, no? So, ano yung bagay? Katulad nung sinabi ni Len, no? So, ano yung mga pwedeng makapagpaiyak or makapagpa-breakdown sa inyo, sir?
Sa akin, tingin ko pag hindi mo naibigay sa tao yung kailangan niya, yung alam mo, narito ka transitory to sandali lang to Ganun yung thinking ko Noel, dito. We have 3 years now to finish our term. Binigyan ka ng privilege na gawin to. So siguro ako at talagang kinalulungkot ko yung pag meron ako isang bagay sa araw na ito. Alam ko dapat kong gawin na hindi ko nagawa o natapos. Iyon, talagang ako nalulungkot doon. And gusto ko mag-umaga na ulit bukas. Magawa na ulit. So ako, hindi alam na marami. May insomnia ako Dahil doon, yung parang gusto ko matapos ngayong araw. Naman, balik na ako kanina, no? Iniisip ko bakit kaya nagmukhang secret yung bakuna.
Oo nga po.
Kami sa Marikina, open area, nasa stadium ang ginawa. Ang tingin ko kasi, ang reality na ng ibang tao, nomina and phenomena. Di ba may ganon? Oo, nomina and phenomena. Ang tingin ko, ang reality na ng ibang tao, yung social media. Pag hindi mo pinost sa social media, kala nila hindi totoo.
That's true.
Ang tingin ko, totoong karanasan at experience, yung nagpunta kami doon sa nursing homes at nagsaksa kami ng bakuna doon sa lola, doon sa matanda na nakahiga na doon sa kama na wala nang ibang kapamilya kundi yung caregiver na lang na nandoon na nag-aalaga. Totoo yung karanasan sa amin. Pero hindi namin pinost sa social media kasi hindi namin makita yung pangangailangan para i-post.
Galing.
So, yung katotohanan, yung sinabi niyang sikreto, baka yun na sinasabi niyang sikreto. Nagpunta kami doon sa nursing homes, nagsaksa kami, hindi namin pinost sa social media. Hindi na totoo yun. I think...
magandang proof kayong tatlo, no, na hindi nakadepende sa social media yung katotohanan. Di ba? Parang hindi lahat ng mga bagay na nangyayari ay nasa social media. Di ba?
Tinitingnan ko si Mayor Joy kanina, Noel totoo naman yung sinasabi niya. She works hard. I mean, mga kaibigan ako, kilala si Mayor Joy. Talagang pinag-isipan niya kung ano yung gagawin. Pero parang sa social media, parang iba yung realidad I mean, we should look into what is real.
That's true. At maraming salamat po sa pagsama niyo sa amin. Sabi ko sa inyo, this is safe grounds because yun nga po, in the end, tayo rin lang magtutulungan. So, yun is yung suportahan natin sa isa't isa. At sabi ko nga, yun parang yung pananampalataya, pamilya, kaibigan, at yung huli, yung malasakit natin sa Pilipino. Yun yung mananaig. So, yun, salamat sa mga mayors na nakasama natin. Mayor Marcy Teodoro ng Marikina, Mayor Joy Belmonte ng Quezon City, Mayor Lenlen Oreta ng Malabon. Marami tayong natutunan sa kanila, lalo na ngayong pandemya. Pero baka kaya hindi pa rin tapos yung pandemya dahil marami pa rin tayong kailangang matutunan sa ating sarili, sa ating kapwa at sa komunidad natin, lalo na sa bayan. So siguro yun yung panahon, ito yung panahon para marami pa tayong matutunan at yun, magdamayan at yung malasakit sa isa't isa kailangan pa nating makita. So yun lang po, yun yung maganda lang. We continue to level up. Yung sabi nga, may level up, yung level up LGUs, innovative and specialized localized strategies should be supported. E, effective and targeted periodic testing. B, very efficient and standardized contact tracing, ginagawa nyo naman. E, expanded and timely ayuda. P, protect health workers and their family. Tapos U, sa level up, upscale and upgrade health facilities na ginagawa nyo at sa tingin ko, mas proactive pag ginagawa ngayon. And the last one, P, push for the completion of the national vaccination program, which we all want to do. So we're all committed to do. Maraming salamat sa inyo, sa inyong lahat. At yun, nandito lang kami nakasuporta sa inyo kasi yung success nyo nga ay success din naming mga mamamayan. So yun, maraming salamat Len, Joy, and Mayor Marcy. Salamat.
Thank you.
Thank you for leveling up.
Bye, Len. Bye, Mayor Marcy. Bye, Noel.
Mayor Len. Noel, thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Di kailanman mapipigilan pagbuhos ng ulan. Ang buhay sadyang ganyan.
At kaya lang papago-pago mag-ihip ng hangin. Lahat ay lilipas at magsasalita.
Huwag kang mabahala, huwag mataranta. Hindi kailangan ang mag-alilangan pa.
Isipin mo lagi na andito lamang ang aking balikat. Sa'yo'y nakaabang.
Asahan mo, hindi ka iiwan sa mundo. Lahat may hangganan, asahan mo. Wala nang maglasan sa iyong bawat hakbang. Huwag mo lahat, pangako kailanman. Akala kong nandyan sa tawag mo lang.
At tuwing nagdidilim ang langit, di ba't napapakita ang buwan hanggang mag-umaga na naman.
Tara't hintayin na natin sikat ng iyong araw hanggang sa magliwanag muli ang lahat. Asahan mo, hindi ka iiwan sa mundo. Lahat may hangganan, asahan mo. Wala nang maglasan sa iyong bawat hakbang. Huwag mo lahat, pangako kailanman. Akala kong nandyan sa tawag mo lang. Asahan mo, hindi ka iiwan sa mundo. Lahat may hangganan, asahan mo. Wala nang maglasan sa iyong bawat